465 at I-65, but no delay. Traffic sponsored by Indeed.com. Just stop hoping the right applicants find your job. Sponsor it on Indeed and match with quality talent. Start at Indeed.com/credit. Again, that's Indeed.com/credit. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey, good morning. How does our weather look?
Craig, good morning on this Friday. We got another round of fog here this morning. Don't think it's an all-morning thing. And actually, the payoff is really, really good once we get the fog out of here. But give it a few more hours of low visibility, maybe a little bit of drizzle. The rest of the day, mostly cloudy, very mild on the back end of that fog. And that warm front today's high 63. Mostly cloudy, quiet tonight, a low of 44. Just a little cooler Saturday, but still very nice. We'll say mostly cloudy, 56 for your high. Big changes coming our way Sunday. Rain, possibly some thunderstorms in the afternoon, windy and warm. Sunday's high 64. We're going to turn sharply colder Monday. Some rain, changing over to snow pre-daybreak, and really, really chilly. A high of 30. That will be after midnight. Much of your Monday afternoon will have temperatures into the teens and 20s.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Right now it is 6:07 Friday morning.
This is Alex Brown.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. I hear we have an extra special guest, by the way, in studio that we'll get to in about 10 minutes or so. And so that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. A holiday surprise that we probably actually already talked about at some point earlier this week on the radio. So anybody that's been listening knows who's in studio. But anyway, we'll get to that in a bit. First, I want to talk about what happened last night, which is a big deal in a lot of ways. The United States deciding to attack terrorists and scumbags and try to remove people from successfully remove people from planet Earth who are killing Christians. The biggest, most interesting part about this that might get lost in any of the reporting on it is that the Nigerian Foreign Ministry actually themselves acknowledged the strikes and said that they allowed them, said that they were engaged in structured security cooperation with international partners, yada, yada, yada. So essentially, one of the biggest complaints that Democrats or anybody that's on the far left is likely to have, like, what is Trump doing? Why is he doing this or getting involved when he shouldn't? They're going to have to shut up relatively quickly when they pay attention to the fact that Nigeria was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's help out. Because Trump, for a while now, has been saying, our president, that if the Nigerian government could not stop the prosecution of Christians and could not stop the terrorist actions of ISIS members within its country, that the U.S. was going to do it. And so this seems to be a thing that eventually someone got on the telephone and was like, we're doing this now, and we're making sure that you're okay with it. But even if you're not, I imagine it would still have happened. And Nigeria was like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and do that. So I do think that's interesting because one of the first things I even saw on some of the social media posts about this were the crazy leftists coming out saying all different kinds of things as to whether or not Trump can do this, which of course he can, and should he have done this and all that other crap. And I just think it's interesting that the fact that Nigeria was on board, or at least seemed to demonstrate being on board via their own foreign ministry department, probably matters. It might not get talked about as much by a lot of people, but it matters. Was it a surprising thing to do on Christmas? Sure, absolutely it was. But again, there's really never a day off in the world of horrible, terrible people and trying to get them to stop being horrible, terrible people by demonstrating force. I really like the way this was done. And I'll be honest about that. The thing I like so much about it is that every part of this action, well, very specific, very tailored to the situation that's happening somewhere else in the world, also is very much a designed deterrent, meaning you want it to be as loud as possible. You want as much of the information about it to be out there as possible, and the potential for it to happen again and again if the terrorists don't stand down. So that part is great. And of course, protecting Christians on Christmas, even more so, seems to be an important aspect of doing something like this. But yes, there's a big deal, a big story out there. Of course, people are going to have all kinds of reactions, all kinds of discussions. Some idiot somewhere is going to ask if we're at war with Nigeria now, and the answer is no. Just in case you need to field that question with some moron, I've go ahead and provide it to you here, how that actually went down. All right, we'll take a break. We promised to do fun stuff, and we're going to hear from a special guest in a little bit. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
This is Alex Brown. Robots are helping build housing infrastructure in Fort Wayne. More at 556 on Inside Indiana Business. Nominations are now open for IBJ's annual 40 Under 40. Submit your nomination by January 26 at ibj.com/nominations.
Rush on over to Andy Moore Ford during the year-end sales event. Save over $13,000 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 Super Crew. If you prefer to lease, get a new 2026 Ford Escape for under $300 a month. Or go bigger with a new Explorer for just $439 a month. Both for 39 months. That's year-end sales at Andy Moore Ford. You can even buy your vehicle 100% online, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to you. And get more before it's gone. Routine maintenance plans are available to keep things simple and convenient. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. Includes $13,241 dealer discount. Additional available offers include $1,500 rebate and $1,000 F-150 loyalty. Must qualify. Lease for $299, $439 per month. 10,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile over. $3,500 to its signing. $0 security deposit. Tax, title, license fee, and $251.05 dock fee excluded. Available to qualified customers with approved credit. See dealer for full offer details. Expires December 31st, 2025.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at familyhvac.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Has your house become a burden? Why not sell it to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations.
Wanda's been in real estate. I've been in construction.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me.
James followed through on what he said.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, not bad so far as we check out westbound 70 going to the airport from downtown Meridian Street out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway at Ameriplex. Everything looking pretty good here so far this morning. Yet if you're coming in from Fishers, good morning, guys. We're looking fine on inbound 69 from State Road 37 down to 465. Just a quick trip here so far this morning. Traffic sponsored by 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Winter temps are here. Get your heating tune-up with 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. They will have your system ready for these chilly nights with 24/7 availability. Look at 1HourAirIndy.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain is likely at some point today, maybe just a drizzle, maybe a little bit more than that. But between the hours about 1 and 2, fog is bad. So be careful with that because fog seems to be pretty bad. I think there's even a hazardous weather warning out there because of the fog. 47 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This hour powered by Stevenson Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer, serving Johnson and Morgan counties.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Tony Katz and the Morning News です。おはようございます。今日はトニーさんがお休みなので、クレッグ・コリンズからお伝えしています。
I have no idea what just happened. I thought it was cool, but I have no idea what that was. That was just Mama Showbiz, I think, introducing the show in Japanese, trying to trailblaze for WIBC and get us a bunch of Japanese audience out there. And the internet is going to make that possible. So if you are hanging out somewhere in Japan and you happen to be listening to us on the internet, tell other people about it. Tell us what's going on there. Mama Showbiz, welcome to the show.
おはようございます。
Okay, we're gonna do it like this. You know, it's
Mom,
funny.
You can speak in English.
Oh,
no,
good
no.
morning.
No, it's fine. We can go back to the Japanese part. As somebody who's married to a Mexican woman, I do this all the time, where I speak to a parent in a language I don't understand. I do this with my in-laws constantly.
わかりました。Yo comprendo.
Yeah,
Yo comprendo.
Wow. Yeah,
She
I
speaks
comprendo
Spanish
it.
too.
That's even better. Make me feel even more foolish in 2 languages.
ありがとうございます。
How has it been going being in Indianapolis with Karl Showbiz? How's that been going, Mama
素
Showbiz?
晴らしいですね。とても素晴らしいです。
Yeah, that's what I thought.
ちょっと寒いです
That's how I
け
thought it
ど
was
ね。ちょっと寒い。
Okay, I don't know how long we can do this for. I think a lot of the people in their cars might also be feeling that way. Matt Baer, do you have any questions for Mama Showbiz?
Yes. Can you put me in a suitcase so I can have a trip back to Japan with you?
I think I can do that. It's going to cost me about additional $3.50.
Yeah, Southwest.
Oh, wow.
For extra luggage.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty
$3.50 is great. Can I go? I think we can all go.
That's going to double about $7.
Well, that's fine. Matt will pay the $7.
Yeah,
He's
I'll
good
pay
for
it.
it.
I can find it somewhere in the couch cushions, maybe, if I'm lucky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this a radio debut for Mama Showbiz or no? Has she been on the radio before?
Well, yeah, this is a surprise thing that I was requested to participate. So it's a surprise.
Gotcha.
This is one of Carl's capers here.
Right.
Right. I did hear that you are a Japanese idol, which is a thing
Yes.
at some point in your life, right? Okay.
Many moons ago, yes, and the name was the Bambina.
The Bambina.
Yeah, 4 girls.
Ooh.
4 little
Okay.
girls.
Nice.
In the 50s.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Carl, tell us why you're so excited to have your mom on the show. I am curious about this.
Because, Craig, when I was a little kid, I would bother my mom about radio over and over and over again. She once took me to a morning show, and we stood outside the station at 5 o'clock in the morning. So this brings back good memories of doing that. Now I'm bringing my mom to the radio station.
That's fantastic. I also like the fact that since it's radio, if she's not tuning in every day, she doesn't know what you do. So you got to make her come on the show. You're like, look, I really do. This is cool. It's fun. Be here. All right. Is there anything that you'd like to ask any of us, Mama Showbiz? Do you want us to tell you how we feel Carl is doing? You want us to give a report on a young Carl or no?
Yes, weekly report, please.
Okay. I don't know if I can provide weekly. I'm not here that often.
monthly.
Matt could do it. Okay.
Yearly.
Whatever. Whatever it takes.
Carl's doing great. Carl's working with
thank you
Tony.
very
He's
much.
doing great.
He's a great kid.
Yes.
He is. Yeah, he's a great kid. Carl's doing a fantastic job. I will echo that as well. The only thing he could do a little more of is sabotage Tony so I could be on the show more. That's the only thing he could do. And that would be lovely in the new year if he wants to. No, I'm kidding. Tony Katz, don't get mad at me, please. All right. Anything else out there that we want to talk about in the world of Japan? Carl, I don't know. If you have topic ideas that you want to bring your mom into, I can let you run the show for a bit.
There's a new prime minister, but I don't know if she knows much about her.
Her name is
I love that you
Takaichi.
immediately tried to make it political.
Yeah.
I love that, Carl.
Yeah, stay away from
Mom's
it.
here. It's the day after Christmas. We could do anything we want topic-wise, like something nice and fluffy. And you're like, let's get into politics, Mom, now. Let's do this.
She likes Donald Trump.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? What did we say here?
Takaichi likes Donald Trump, right, Mom? Prime
Yes,
Minister.
She does.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, got it. We don't know if Mama Showbiz is as big of a fan.
Oh,
I think I
no.
could tell by that. Okay. That's fine. That'll be great. Let's get all into topics in the world of politics.
What about the last guy, Shinzo Abe? Was he pretty good? Was he?
He was very popular. He was very good.
Yeah.
You know, but he's no longer. And I think it's the Takaichi is the good friend of.
Okay. What happened to him? Did he move somewhere?
He got
Did he decide
assassinated.
Well, I think he left this world.
Yeah,
Okay,
he got
okay.
assassinated.
That's very sad.
Yes.
Okay, very sad. Well,
Matt, what's happening?
nothing funny in that.
What's funny to me in a discussion about a leader of Japan who was assassinated is the fact that Matt actually did dive into it. You're a yes end guy to a degree that not many professionals are. Matt Baird. Do you understand that?
Yeah, we were,
I'm amazed.
You know,
by
I woke
that.
up this morning wanting to talk about the assassination of Shinzo Abe. That was
I
one
thought
of
you
the
did.
things top of my mind.
All right. We booked an expert guest, the Japanese idol from the 1950s, to be in to talk about this because it's going to crush. Yeah, thank you. This is going to be amazing. All right. I have a topic that we can see who wants to weigh in on how. It has nothing to do with the fact that Mama Showbiz is here, but you never know. If she wants to say something about this. AI has come out with the perfect name for a child. It's not Carl, it's not Matt, and it's not Craig. Artificial intelligence thinks the perfect name for a child is Alara, and it thinks you could name a boy Alara or a girl. Does anyone want to weigh in on the, catchiness of the AI perfect name Alara?
Laura, it sounds like a kind of a mid-range car, that you would buy maybe
it does.
a 16, 17-year-old first car type of thing. And, I mean, when I think of daughters, I want to think of cars, so it works out for me. Yeah.
I love that, dude. Like the sedan Alara, can I get it with all the options? Yeah.
What does Alara mean exactly? Why is this such a popular name? Is it just, is it because it's different? Is that
AI loves it. I think it is because it's rare.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm looking up the meaning of Alara now. Mama Showbiz, why didn't you name your son Alara? No, everybody's just going to. All right. It means the brightness of a moon of Jupiter. That's what it means.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt. All right, good.
Sounds very nice name. Yes.
Sounds like, sounds perfect. Maybe a middle name at some point for Carl if we want to throw it in there. Carl Alara Showbiz.
Alara Carl. There it is.
All right, Carl, this is the first time you've ever had your mom on radio. And how many years of doing radio?
Well, I actually haven't been in radio that long. I've been
Or
here
entertainment.
at WIBC. Yeah, I've been here in WIBC since 2018.
Yes.
But I've been harassing my mom about radio for a long time. I mean, so much
Gotcha.
that she named me after a radio station, KARL. So
Oh, there you go. Nice. But you also were in television for a long time, right?
Yeah, I was mostly in TV.
Okay. Is mom upset that you didn't put her on TV? That you only put her on the radio
only
now?
on radio.
I was just curious about that. If that's going to come up in the car later driving home, like, that was fun, son. TV would have been a little better. I'm just
Carl
saying.
has his mom booked on all Indianapolis at 4 o'clock this afternoon. After that, they're going to be doing news at 6. Yeah, he has her all over the place.
She's going to be drinking shots with Hammer and Nigel.
Oh,
okay. You joke about that, but Hammer and Nigel would probably be all about that.
Oh,
just
sure.
saying it out there. So I don't think you can trust Hammer and Nigel with anyone's mom. I'm gonna decide that that's true, and just assume that everybody agrees with me. I like that everybody just giggled at that because even Showbiz's mom laughed. She doesn't know Hammer and Nigel, and it's probably better if she doesn't meet them. We're just going to assume they got to stay in different rooms. All right, we'll take a break. We got a lot to get to. It'll be a fun show. It's a family show. Matt's got some traffic for us.
All right, everybody, looking at northbound 65 coming up from the south side. It looks pretty good right now from Keystone Avenue into the south split. Everything is wide open through that construction zone, that area where they're adding a lane to I-65 from 465 on the south side to the south split, and that'll be done at the end of next year. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
The cold weather has made it to Indiana, and you've noticed that your HVAC system can't keep up. But which way should you go? What system do you need? What size do you need? What's going to work for you and your family? You need Masters Heating and Cooling. If you're tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers, Masters keeps it simple. Get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort advisors completely free, so you can make your next home decision with confidence and peace of mind. That's a free second opinion, along with fantastic opportunities to get a perfect HVAC system tailored for you and your home. How about 0% financing for up to 60 months with a qualified system, or $1,000 off a full system replacement? Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling to get all the details. Call Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-881-9074. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-881-9074. Masters Heating and Cooling, 881-9074, or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matter Show. It is time for our question and answer show for December, and we have many great questions to answer this month, mostly regarding retirement planning requirements that have year-end planning deadlines, but also some regarding unique planning opportunities that are available right now. So it's one of our most important question and answer shows of the year. Find out the answer to these questions and many more on the Retirement Money Matter Show, which airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 101 West Ohio, Indianapolis.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst. Then illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Heat and cool places where ductwork won't fit using Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. You can even wrap them to match your decor.
Find out more at absolutecomfort.org.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Healthcare costs keep climbing. Radar clear 48 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 63. It's foggy across Indianapolis this morning. Be careful. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. A meeting with President Trump and major insurance executives could happen as early as next week.
President Trump pressures the healthcare companies to bring down prices ahead of premium spikes for millions of Americans.
And I want to meet with them, and I want to say, I want you to cut your rates way down, way down. And maybe if they do that, we'll be able to not cut them out. We'll be able to continue to deal with them.
Individuals who buy health care coverage through the Affordable Care Act are facing higher premiums when subsidies expire at the end of the year. President Trump wants federal funding to be given directly to individuals to buy their own health insurance.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington, D.C. this morning. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says he is grateful for support from Nigeria with Christmas airstrikes now confirmed by both nations. Hegseth posted on social media Thursday saying the attacks in the Western African nation were done in coordination with the Nigerian government. Freezing rain making it tough for people to travel if you're headed up north, up around LaGrange County. Forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis.
Travel's going to be challenging this morning. Temperatures rise above freezing later this morning. We'll see the threat for freezing rain end, and it will transition to just rain showers. But at least the next 4 or 5 hours through about mid-morning will be a bit treacherous up there.
And Ryan says beyond that, if you're headed toward Michigan and Ohio, you could expect slick roads. The Powerball jackpot went a record 46 drawings without a grand prize winner until Christmas Eve.
The Arkansas Lottery just posted this, saying in part, "Whoa, Arkansas, what a winning night." They confirmed the jackpot ticket was sold at a Murphy USA gas station in the city of Cabot, which is about 25 miles northeast of Little Rock. Now, whoever had those winning numbers now has to decide if they want the $1.8 billion prize paid out in annual payments over 29 years, or if they want to take the one-time lump sum of $835.9 million. Of course, that's before taxes.
That's Fox's Jeff Paul reporting. And the days right after Christmas could be busy ones for retailers, with returns expected to jump by as much as 35%, a sharp contrast to the days leading up to Christmas when returns are actually down by about 2%. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes at 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. Fort Wayne-based investment company Rival Holdings is hoping to impact the building industry through a partnership with UK-based startup Automated Architecture. The company's brought 2 of Automated Architecture's robotic microfactories to Fort Wayne, where robots are now assembling wall and roof panels. Rival CEO Brad Crawford.
In essence, they're bringing down the design of the house to a single block. The robot can basically handle all of the repetitive manufacturing processes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The microfactories, which are the first of their kind in the U.S., are capable of producing up to 180 timber homes per year. The Chicago Bears last weekend sent a team of trucks and drilling equipment to Wolf Lake in Hammond to conduct site testing for a potential new stadium, according to our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana. The Bears have not indicated any specific sites being considered after expanding their search for a new stadium location. 3 Purdue University faculty members have been named Fellows of the National Academy of Inventors, considered the highest professional distinction awarded to academic inventors. Professors Stephen Biller, Luna Liu, and David Nolte will be inducted during the Academy's 15th annual meeting in June. This is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Indianapolis-based Elevance Health is ending the year in a battle with hospital and physician groups over its planned policy change effective January 1st that would cut hospital reimbursement by 10% if an out-of-network provider is involved with care. In its policy change notice, Elevance's Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield Indiana unit said hospitals and facilities that continue to use care providers such as physicians not in the Anthem network could also have their own Anthem contracts terminated if non-network physicians take part in in-network Anthem care. I'm Alex Brown for 93 WIBC.
All right, check it out. Northbound 65 on the south side. Looks good right now. Coming up from 465 to the south split. That is a construction zone with no delay here at the moment. And good morning, Hancock County. Looking to westbound 70 coming in from State Road 9 to 465 on the east side. No delays, a 12-minute trip. Southbound 65 in from Boone County. Looking pretty good with a 19-minute trip. State Road 47 to 465 on the northwest side. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. There's rain likely today. There's definitely a lot of fog going on. I think we actually still have a hazardous weather outlook or some sort of special warning out there. Thank you, Carl, for that, because of the amount of fog. It looks like a high of 64 today, so unseasonably warm weather. 47 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Center of 93 WIBC with sports. Brian Hedrick.
Fred, good morning. The message from Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen hasn't changed much as his team tries to make it in the playoffs. Take it one game at a time. Cliche, yes, but the Colts still have a chance, even if it's a small one.
Obviously, we need some help from some other, pieces. But again, we got a great opportunity against a division opponent. Execution fuels emotion. And we got to go and execute this week at home.
And the Colts play the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday. Jacksonville's won 6 straight. The Colts have lost 5 straight. Kickoff at 1. 3 NFL games on Christmas. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Commanders 30-23. The Minnesota Vikings ended the playoff hopes for the Detroit Lions 23-10, and the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-13. Tonight at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the Pacers try to snap a 6-game losing streak. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. A couple quick news stories. The DOJ says it's going to take a few weeks to finish releasing all of their Epstein files. This is a conversation that, for some reason, is a big deal in a lot of political circles and certainly to a lot of Americans. And I'm not pretending as though I don't want transparency in any of the Epstein file stuff, and I don't want all the terrible, awful people that were connected to a terrible, awful person to wind up in trouble. I want all those things, and that's not what media's interest is in this. I've told you that before. I'll tell you that again. So now that it's going to take several more weeks for this stuff to get released, the only thing annoying to me, other than the fact that we're not focused on the right thing, that it should be just catching all the bad guys and making sure that they all wind up facing their day in court. Instead, it's going to be weeks and weeks of, Trump is somehow a bad guy, even though we have nothing that proves that he is one, which is something begrudgingly CNN and others keep saying before they have any sort of discussion about Epstein files. But yes, this movie is going to last for a while longer. It's going to take several more weeks for us to get to the point where this is over. And there's a few reasons the DOJ is saying that exists, mostly in compliance with the law that was passed that said that they had to release all these files a while ago because of the complicated nature and who you can protect and what you can or redact. It's apparently harder than it should be, according to the Department of Justice. But we'll see how that goes and what other legal fights happen because of it. And if at some point a whole bunch of stuff is forced into the public square quicker than the DOJ says it's going to put it out there, even if they do seem to say that everything will be released inevitably. Another big story is Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine saying that he's going to sit down in the very near future with President Trump, saying that there has been progress in peace talks to end the nearly 4-year war between Russia and Ukraine. I think one of those quotes out there from Zelensky is, "We are not losing a single day. We have agreed on a meeting at the highest level with President Trump in the near future. A lot can be decided before the new year. So a lot of optimism that this conflict might inevitably end. I know that people, and I know that Tony has done an amazing job on his own show in discussing this topic and talking about the inevitability of Ukraine having to give up land and give up things, even though Russia attacked Ukraine, because no one else, us very much included in this sentence, is willing to put our own troops on the ground and fight. And Ukraine does not have an endless supply of its own military. It actually sounds as though the Ukrainian military is already at a point where if this war were to last, say, another couple years, it would be very, very bad for Ukraine. And the thing is, Russia knows that. They know that an endless war is much better for them than for the side that they're fighting. So peace talks and a peace agreement potentially being in place before the new year or just after it is obviously welcome news to a lot of places in the world. And I think it does have to be a thing that even people who don't like Trump have to acknowledge. They have to say, like, look, Biden couldn't get this done. Biden couldn't stop the fighting and couldn't get it to, stand down once it started occurring. He couldn't prevent the beginning of it or any part of this. And if Trump, in the first year in office, no, not the first day, when he ran for office, he did say that he could end this in one day. Of course, that didn't wind up being true. But even ending it within the first calendar year of being in the White House would be incredibly impressive compared to the failure of the person before him. So we'll see. We'll see how that happens. One last thing, and I'm just throwing this out there now as far as other headlines in the news. I know President Trump did a Christmas thing, and he was making jokes with some kids, which he has done before. And I might play audio of it at some point, but it's uniquely hilarious to make jokes about, oil and gas and coal and all these other things with kids who are just sitting there like, we don't get it, but we're still laughing. This man is smiling at us. He's being nice. He's calling Santa fat, which did happen, by the way. That's a thing that did occur. And then just barreling on. It's a unique way of still getting political messaging out there, but doing it tongue in cheek, which is something that Trump is actually quite good at. The man is funny, whether you hate him or like him. You usually have to acknowledge that. I've seen a lot of liberal outlets, especially the podcaster people, acknowledge that he is in fact funny. And this was another moment with that. All right, we'll take a break. A lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Rush on over to Andy Moore Ford during the year-end sales event. Save over $13,000 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 Super Crew. If you prefer to lease, get a new 2026 Ford Escape for under $300 a month. Or go bigger with a new Explorer for just $439 a month. Both for 39 months. That's year-end sales at Andy Moore Ford. You can even buy your vehicle 100% online, and Andy Moore will deliver it right to you. And get more before it's gone. Routine maintenance plans are available to keep things simple and convenient. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. Includes $13,241 dealer discount. Additional available offers include $1,500 rebate and $1,000 F-150 loyalty. Must qualify. Lease for $299, $439 per month. 10,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile over. $3,500 to its signing. $0 security deposit. Tax, title, license fee, and $251.05 dock fee excluded. Available to qualified customers with approved credit. See dealer for full offer details. Expires December 31st, 2025.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
So far, Craig, pretty good. As we check out southbound 65 coming down from Boone County, looks pretty fantastic right now from 47 down to 465 on the northwest side. I don't see any delays here at the moment. Everyone's looking good. We do have fog, so please do not engage your high beams on the headlights. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain likely later on today. A lot of fog, as Matt just said. I think there are some weather area warnings, hazardous weather outlooks because of it. So be safe out there. 64 the high today, 47 the temperature right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beat when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Strike up some fun with Hammer and Nigel. Their annual bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, hits Woodland Bowl Friday, January 16th. Meet the hosts, bowl for charity, and enjoy a great night presented by Jack Daniels. Details at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt is hanging out as he does every single morning on this show. Showbiz Carl is hanging out as he does every single morning on the show. And Carl brought along his mom to make me and Matt both look like terrible sons, among other things. But Mama Showbiz is also here for the day. And I'm just going to do topics. And anybody and everybody, including Mama Showbiz, can feel free to jump in however they want. I did see that most Americans will be avoiding a New Year's Eve party like the plague, it says. Some would actually prefer to have a medical procedure instead of go to a New Year's Eve party for a variety of reasons. The biggest one being people don't really want to be around the inevitable amount of, casual acquaintances or even sort of strangers that you wind up meeting at a New Year's Eve party. Because it does feel like the Christmas party is, of course, family and friends, close friends. And then the New Year's Eve party is everybody who's left. Like who's ever still wanting to hang out and get hammered a week later. Those are the people that come for the second event. Matt, what do you want to say to that?
We call those professionals. Or maybe then again, because it's New Year's, it might be amateurs, right? It might be amateur
That's
hour
true.
instead of
It's probably
professionals.
amateurs, yeah.
New Year's is a tough holiday, and it's not so much for the people that are doing it by themselves or staying home. It's a tough holiday if you choose to be on the roads because it's actually one of the worst, and that's why they call it amateur hour. That's why they're like, always update your Uber apps and your Lyft apps so you can good ride home. I'd rather be stuck in rush hour than in light traffic on New Year's Eve. I really would be, and that's saying
Fair
something.
enough.
Just be safe and update your cards. If you change your bank card, don't forget to update all your bank cards. That's very important. So
That's true. That is very important. Thank you for that. That's a very knowledgeable tip as well there, sir. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about this? I turned 40 years old this year, and I've mentioned it occasionally, I think, probably more than I need to or should. My wife and I were joking that I'm now going to fall asleep at 9:30 on New Year's Eve. I don't know why we're treating 40 like I'm 80, but we are. We're doing it that way. And when she made that joke, like, oh, you're old now, we probably won't do anything, the back of my brain, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that sounds lovely. Like I try to stay up, fall asleep by like 10, say Happy New Year's to the missus, and then wake up on a normal day the very next day with no hangover, no nothing. That actually sounds incredible. So there's a high chance I might actually do that now. I might watch whatever the New Year's Eve Rockin' Eve show is and fall asleep long before it actually strikes midnight.
You know what you could do? You could set
What's
your
that?
alarm for like 11:55 p.m. and you could both be in bed and like before that have like a tux laid out and just throw it on real quick.
That's true.
Be
Oh,
like-
yeah, there you go.
You're gonna be like my wife of so
Yeah.
many years. I love you so much, and happy New Year's. Let this be the most special New Year's we ever had. Boom.
I love that
Right?
you said tux. Like, I'll do the social media thing. I'll live stream the last 5 minutes, and 5 minutes before that, I'll be totally asleep. But that sounds lovely. That sounds perfect.
Yeah, perfect plan right there from the
I know.
unmarried guy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude, there's no way this could go wrong whatsoever.
No.
Although I think the missus also wants to go to sleep at 9:30. I think she's teasing me, and as a married guy, I can figure out what that means. It means she actually wants to do that thing and then blame me for it.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah.
how most of that stuff works. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
well,
Good
I
to
mean,
know.
but you both whatever, and then you pass out until midnight. And that's when that alarm goes off, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, here's Mr. Romance, Mr. Superman. Boom.
Yeah, I love it. I love every part of that plan. Another story out there that I saw that I thought was kind of crazy. Logan Paul, the brother of the guy whose jaw got broken recently, Jake Paul, both famous YouTube celebrity people, will be auctioning off a Pokemon card that apparently he owns that's worth $5.3 million. That's an interesting, I know, that's an interesting stat. That's not the reason for this discussion. Well, thank you, Carl, for that sound. We do have our marketplace segment coming up later. Logan Paul is now telling people, remember, YouTube internet celebrity, don't invest in the stock market, invest in collectibles, because inevitably everybody will probably have something worth $5.3 million. That is terrible financial advice, but I thought it was hilarious that he's out there saying that. I think on even like big money shows and whatnot on business channels, he's talking about how you should really invest in collectible items. I wonder if there's something that we've all, told our parents, and Carl's mom happens to be here, this is going to be worth money someday. And apparently Logan Paul has an example that's true.
What's special about this Pokemon card?
I think it's just a really rare card that's also in really great condition. I'm not terribly sure, Carl. I'm not going to be bidding on the fancy Charizard card that he owns, but I know it's a Charizard. I know that part.
The Charizard. That's one of the top guys, right?
It's the top guy.
Oh, it's
of
the top
course.
guy. Okay.
Or not.
That's the
I don't know.
King Pokey.
Sure.
Pokemon.
He's the Pokey King. Yeah,
He's the Pokey King. And
Right.
that's... I always wish I would have saved my Garbage Pail Kids. Do you remember the Garbage Pail Kid cards?
Oh, yeah, I do.
They were so fun, and they were so funny. They were like spin-offs of other cartoon characters with like, naughty and, somewhat provocative names, and they would do something, they're like Cabbage Patch Kids, essentially, except a collector. And I always wish I would have saved those because those were so much fun. And man, did we collect those. I mean, we'd go through the repeats and sort them out. We just had huge collections of Garbage Pail Kids when I was younger.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't know what this is, there was like a Rudy Toot, which I think was out there. There was a Bloated Blair.
Yes,
yeah, there's a lot of really great. I love that Matt's still happy about this.
Yeah.
The thing I was thinking about, and I thought, Matt, you'd go this road because we're video game guys, is all the video games that I owned as a child that my mom likely donated a long time ago that are now worth a tremendous amount of money. We even had the gamepad, the like thing you ran on for Nintendo, where you could actually like physically run on a thing and do like the Olympic game. I think that's worth like hundreds of dollars now. And my mom was probably thrilled to get it out of her home once all of us were no longer children. Wrong. So wrong. But should have kept it, should have put it in the basement somewhere because we'd all be filthy rich if we kept all our games.
It?
I don't know about that one. Probably. My mom is probably denying it. You never know.
I didn't donate it away.
Yeah. She probably is going to say something about how the kids like broke it or burned it or something. There's going to be something that it's our fault, buddy. But no, that to me was the first thing I thought of is the moments where a young child is now going to have to convince their parent to buy something, and they're going to use Logan Paul's logic as part of the equation. Like, I mean, just come on, Mom.
Dude.
This is our retirement investment we're getting together right now.
Yeah, and I it's just this obsession we have, and I guess it's always been going on, whether it's television, movies, or everything else. But this YouTube star all of a sudden is giving us stock advice and retirement portfolio advice. And it's just kind of bizarre to me. But people listen to him in this, and he knows by putting this information out, he builds his brand. So he wins. It's just the people who are taking the advice might not win. Is all I'm saying.
The rest of us will definitely not win because again, we don't have
right.
the Pokey King card that he has. That I love that's what we call. If any Pokemon fans are listening to the show, they're so mad right now. They're driving around in their car being like, I'm writing a nasty letter to WIBC about Charizard, which I'm excited to read. I hope that we get that and put that on the internet.
The King Poke.
He's the Poke King. We've all heard that before.
King Poke.
All right. One last thing before that amuses me so much. One last thing before we take a break. Apparently, if you ate a lot of food over the holiday, a lot of people recommend you should drink some tea. Specifically, I think ginger tea is one of the options out there. Fennel tea is another one that people mentioned. I figured this would be in line with maybe some recommendations we might get from our parents. And since Showbiz's mom is there, maybe have some tea during the break, I guess is a recommendation. Matt, what do you got for traffic?
Delicious. Looking at southbound 65 and looking pretty good as you make your way into the city center downtown. And northbound 65, no slowdowns or delays right now. Looking good as you come up from the South Sports South Side, wherever you're coming from. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hey guys, it's Rob for We Grow Hair Indy. Champions just don't show up. They pick the right team to get the best results. And when it comes to restoring your hair, We Grow Hair Indy is that team. 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy. And every time I look in the mirror, I'm so glad I did. Guys at the top of their game, radio personalities, coaches, and well-known athletes have all trusted We Grow Hair Indy to restore their hair. Why? Because their results are permanent, natural, and speak for themselves. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no-hassle, no-obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy, will take a look at what's going on top of your head and make some suggestions on how you can get your hair and your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, see some other folks who have made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Marcus Morris here with Family Heating and Air. As we're reaching colder weather, you may find yourself in need of furnace service. At Family, we specialize in solutions to extend your furnace life. Call the Fix-It team from Family. You can easily reach us at FamilyHVAC.net. From our family to yours, have a happy holiday.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what Indianapolis police are saying about a fight that happened in the middle of the street early this morning. What kept Indianapolis firefighters busy on Christmas Day? What a Fort Wayne shelter is saying about a dog adoption program, and what the Indiana Pacers are saying about a recent losing streak. All coming up after Fox News from the Technology Recycler Studios, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 7 o'clock.
Military retaliation. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. The U.S. launching a military strike on ISIS targets in Nigeria. Fox's Madison Scarpino.
President Trump says that strike was deadly, and he says it's because they've been targeting and viciously killing primarily Christians. Now, he just made the announcement on Truth Social saying in part, quote, "I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay." And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues.
Meantime, the government has been discussing the issue with the Nigerian government, threatening to cut off aid to that country if the situation is not rectified. The Trump White House and Ukrainian officials working through Christmas to try and end the war between Ukraine and Russia.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he and Ukrainian leaders had a very good conversation with President Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and the president's son-in-law and unofficial advisor, Jared Kushner. The Ukrainian leader says they discussed certain substantive details of the ongoing work toward a peace plan, saying, quote, "There are good ideas that can work toward a shared outcome and the lasting peace." President Trump has made it a priority to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but so far, all sides have been unable to come to an agreement. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
A 15th victim has died due to injuries sustained in the crash of a UPS plane in Louisville, Kentucky back on November 4th. The aircraft's left engine, left pylon separating from the wing just as the plane was taking off, catching fire as it went up over the fuselage before hitting the ground. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
2 shootings, but the cops aren't sure if they're connected. Your radar is clear. 47 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. It's foggy out there this morning. We're going up to 63. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. There were 2 shootings this morning across Indianapolis, and police said that one of the shootings left a man dead. Officers say they responded to North Rural Street near East Michigan Street, where they saw multiple people fighting in the middle of the street and a man lying there. He was taken to the hospital where he later died.
These are preventable circumstances that we're encountering. These are temporary motions that have led to permanent consequences, and now people's lives are altered, and families are going to be getting some very heartbreaking news before we even ring in the new year.
IMPD officer Drew Brown says a man believed to be the person that shot and killed that man was later taken into custody after a high-speed chase that happened along I-70 and ended near Emerson Avenue. Visibility is down to about a mile or half mile in some areas around Indiana this morning. Forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service Indianapolis says it's going to feel like spring this weekend, but temperatures will drop down to winter-like temperatures on Monday.
As we get into Saturday, temperatures will be mild, a little cooler than what we're expecting today, with a lot of locations in the low to mid 60s.
And Ryan says by Monday, temperatures will drop into the teens with single-digit wind chills around Indianapolis as you wake up. A family escaped a house fire on Indy's east side Christmas morning near South Post Road and Rawls Avenue.
IFD says the family evacuated into the backyard. The father ran back into the home to save his 5-year-old child. He successfully found him in the upper bunk bed. It took 19 Indianapolis fire units 40 minutes to put out the fire on the Beechwood Avenue home. Although the family of 7 lost a cat and a dog, it was a Christmas miracle that the family survived. 6 were hospitalized, 4 adults and 2 children.
That's Wish TV's Katz Sandoval reporting. A woman was killed early this morning when she was hit by a car on Indy's west side. Officers responded to North Girls School Road near Rockville Road, just west of I-465, and found the woman laying there in the road. She was taken to the hospital in bad shape, where she later died. Humane Fort Wayne marked its 3,000th adoption on Christmas Eve and began its holiday Rover's Night program. People came to meet a litter of 3-month-old Great Dane Mastiff puppies. All 4 puppies were adopted by Wednesday. The Rover Nights program lets dogs spend the holidays in a home instead of a kennel and helps staff see how they behave in a home setting. The Indiana Pacers try to snap a 6-game losing streak tonight when they play the Boston Celtics.
We've hit some droughts for different reasons, I suppose. Some's make or miss. Some is, there's occasionally stagnancy that comes in. Sometimes it's decision making.
That said Coach Rick Carlisle. The Pacers coming off a 111-94 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Tonight's game tips off at 7 o'clock. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at northbound 65 south side, coming up from Greenwood, and no problems here as you approach 465 and then into downtown Indianapolis in the south split. No problems at all. Check it out. Westbound 70 going from downtown out to Indianapolis International Airport with Ronald Reagan Parkway to Mariplex. I see a 9-minute trip with no delays at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Make sure your home stays cozy and warm. Benjamin Franklin of Indianapolis is here to help with everything from water heaters, drain clearing, plumbing inspections, and more. Book at BenjaminFranklinPlumbingIndy.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, good morning. We're starting off with foggy conditions across much of the metro area. We do have a dense fog. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Carl. Yes, perfect. Dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock this morning. We're going to look for mostly cloudy skies, maybe a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be breezy. Winds may gust upwards of 20 miles per hour. And hey, it is going to be incredibly mild, 63 degrees today. Mainly cloudy skies tonight. Lows will drop to 44. And mild conditions continue into the weekend. Mostly cloudy skies on Saturday, 56 up to 64 on Sunday, but a good chance of rain, maybe even some thunderstorms as well. We'll get up to 64 on Sunday, and then rain changing over to snow possibly Monday. Temps only near 30.
Thank you very much, Terry. It got a lot colder. Thank you. I love the Tara and Carl show that apparently is a thing that last broadcast. 7:07 Friday morning. Tony Katz, the morning news. 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. So much stuff out there to talk about. I do want to play some audio that I found uniquely funny. I think this was actually last night that they were talking about this. So it was on Christmas. On CNN, Scott Jennings and others were discussing Nancy Pelosi. Will soon no longer be a person in political power, which seems like a good thing for a lot of reasons. But anyway, while they were talking about her, I thought Jennings made a really unique observation about what could be next for Miss Pelosi, because it seems like she might do a pretty good job running some money-related organizations because of how much she crushed the stock market. Yes, this is a backhanded compliment or an accusation of some sort of insider trading, because it makes no sense that Nancy did this well on the stock market over the years she was a political person, especially the last few years when she was at her political peak. But here we go. This is the backhanded way to go, see you later from Scott Jennings on CNN.
Really angry, but at the end of the day, there was often grudging respect for some of the things skills that she brought to the table.
Oh, yeah. There were people who respected her legislative ability and, being a political boss. I mean, she was the boss of her Congress.
Nancy D'Alessandro.
And there is, for political operators, a lot of respect for that. I'll tell you this, I don't know how much we raised over the years off of sending out fundraising appeals based on Nancy Pelosi, but it was a metric butt ton. I'm telling you right now, putting Nancy Pelosi in fundraising mail or fundraising emails would always produce. And by the way, it's not often that someone can become a titan of both Washington and Wall Street. Republicans will remember her as one of the most successful and prolific day traders. She beat the S&P 500 by 559% in her stock portfolio. She's worth a lot of money. She did an amazing job. So what a blow for the financial houses today on Wall Street. I'm sure they're mourning.
Just getting in an elbow, right?
Yeah, right. That's a classic Scott Jennings, by the way. Like, I'm beginning to view what you just did there as like the Scott Jennings on TV.
I want Trump to put her in charge of the Social Security Administration. We could all retire in 6 months if we let this lady manage our portfolios.
Do you know what I think?
As long as she still has access to all the information she had before. But 559% is the amount that she defeated the S&P 500. That's significant for a person who even in a recent interview said she knows very little about trading and essentially said that her husband does all of it because it seems like a really bad look that she was this good at it. I will be sad about one thing that goes away, and it's piggybacking off the Scott Jennings joke. It's the app that's out there that allows you to trade like Nancy Pelosi. Someone actually created an app that pays attention to her trades. Now, granted, since she's in the world of politics, we don't get to know about it as soon as we'd like. It usually takes a bit for the general public to know. But you can basically just do all the trades that Pelosi does and see if you also benefit from it. I'm sad that app's going to go away because it seems like that's something that also was wildly successful for a whole bunch of people because it's just scratch your head confusing that Nancy can be this great of a day trader. And who knows? Maybe that'll be the next calling. Maybe that's all she'll be doing for a while. And I do love the joke. I know I'm harping on this for a bit too long, but I can't help it. I do love the joke of her being in charge of something moving forward. Whether it's something that, 100% deals with money, because, hey, if the tariffs don't get us out of national debt, which they've been doing a great job at that, maybe Nancy Pelosi doing some sort of insider trading can help. A quick break, a lot more. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Mark Dietel, the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Neil in Indy had already moved and listed his old house with an agent friend for like 60 days. He wasn't happy. He decided to go with Mark Dietel, and after about 15 days on the market, Mark Dietel's team sold Neil's house as is for the price he needed.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert we trust and recommend on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's the guarantee that separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Nobody does it better than Mark Dietel. Contact him today, 317-755-4232. 755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's MarkDietel, markdietel.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the mega stores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition. If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Experience the wonder of happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord SE for $317 a month and 0 down, or finance as low as 3.99% APR. Prefer an SUV? Lease a 2025 Pilot Sport all-wheel drive for $489 a month with 0 down, or financing as low as 4.49% APR. Don't miss happy Honda days at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Pretty good, Craig, as we check out what's coming in right now from Brownsburg and eastbound 74 towards Indianapolis. No delays at the moment. Reminder, we are still looking at the south side construction zone, and it looks pretty good right now on I-65 between the south split and 465. They're adding a travel lane there, and work should be done by the end of the year. End of next year, excuse me. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield brings whole health to Brookside 54 with a food pantry, nutrition tips, and a new fitness space for teachers through Impact Fitness Foundation. Learn more at anthem.com/indy/community. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain is likely in the early afternoon hours today. Areas of fog are going to be a problem until about 11 a.m. Otherwise, it's going to be cloudy and a high of 64 right now. And that's not an error. It's 64, really, the high today. Right now in downtown Indianapolis, 47 degrees. That temperature is brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz and the Morning News です。おはようございます。今日はトニーさんがお休みなので、Craig Collins からお伝えしております。
Thank you very much, Mama Showbiz. Thrilled to have you introducing us and having us on and trying to expand our... Yep, there we go. More applause. Trying to have us expand our listenership for the Japanese, whether they're here in Indianapolis or anywhere else. We're trying to really explode that demographic. It would be awesome if in the next ratings book, Tony is crushing it with Japanese listeners. I would love to see that happen. That would be great. So good job there. All right. It's time for our popcorn moment. The popcorn moment is brought to you by Boer Home Remodeling. This is something that happened in the world of television that I couldn't put down my popcorn and had to very much enjoy. Let's go ahead and fire that off. I assume it's playing. I can't actually hear it. But this is the popcorn moment. I have one that I really liked. It's sort of a brief one. It's only about 30 seconds. A political commentator on CNN dropped what some were calling a bombshell as far as a fact goes. This is a fact that won't surprise a lot of people listening to this station. The 2020 census miscounted. We all knew that. I think it miscounted in like 7 or 8, maybe 9 states. And it seemed odd that in all those states that it miscounted, either in overrepresenting or underrepresenting the population, which of course the census is important for then deciding the amount of electoral votes that every single state has. Anyway, it was almost entirely to the detriment of red states, to conservatives, and to anybody who was trying to win, say, a presidential election like President Trump in 2020. So surprise, surprise, this data seems to be pretty valuable. I love that one of the hosts on CNN, to their own guest, was like, do we know this thing you're saying? And then the expert guest popped back in with, yeah, we do. This is an established fact. This isn't an opinion. But let's go ahead and pretend as though it is an opinion, because CNN doesn't like when some of these facts get put on their station. Here we go.
One of the big things is it helps decide congressional maps.
Right.
Does this have everything to do with redistricting?
Well, it does. In fact, we know the 2020 census, the errors were almost always to the detriment of red states. Blue states like Rhode Island, we do know that. The Census Bureau's own audit of its work has proven that. Blue states like Rhode Island were overcounted. Rhode Island then didn't lose a seat. Red states like Alabama were undercounted. Listen, this is just a fact. It wasn't all red-blue, but it was disproportionately red.
That's weird. That's so strange. I don't know how that sort of stuff happens. And of course, as President Trump is being accused of trying to cheat by redistricting in a lot of places to make sure that Republicans still control the House, this might be another avenue where some of that paperwork cheating might actually occur. I do love that, though, again, that as they're going back and forth and doing it, CNN just wants to object to it on principle. They're like, no, we don't know that. And why don't we know it? The census told us that. And it's like, because it sounds bad for Democrats. Let's go ahead and ignore that information entirely. All right, that was our popcorn moment. Once again, brought to you by Boer Home Remodeling. There is other stuff out there. I love this question, and I want to throw this question out to everybody on the show. Matt Bear, of course, hanging out, as he always does, every single morning on the station. And then you got Showbiz Carl hanging out, as he does every morning. He has brought his mother along. So this is open to anybody. Is chivalry dead? Are men not chivalrous anymore? Is that something we don't do a lot of? And I have a specific example that the internet has been debating very hotly over the last 24 hours. If you go on a flight with your girlfriend or your wife and someone has to sit in the middle seat, is it chivalrous for the guy to do that? To let the missus be on the end or in the window seat, whichever side of the middle seat she has that, she wants to sit in, regardless if I'm middle seat guy or not. Is it kind of me? Is it masculine, manly of me to choose to bite the bullet and be the person that has a stranger elbowing me the entire flight? Anyone want to weigh in on this?
I can't believe it's even a question, of course. Right? You totally get
Sure.
it. She wants to sit. I mean, just think, one, it's the dude thing to do. It's the right thing to do. That's how I was taught. And secondly, do you really want to go the whole flight with her in a seat she doesn't want to be into, and then
no, you don't.
Perhaps suffer the consequences when the flight is over? You kind of feel what I'm saying. I
do.
Carl's mom is not giving me the side eye here a little bit for that, but You know what I'm saying? Just do the thing, and then everybody's happy. You may have to suffer suffer in silence for a little bit.
I can add a caveat to this because I've had this experience before where the missus and I are getting on the flight and she's technically got the middle seat, but I wind up sitting in it just because, as you said, Matt, you figure out that that's the desire that the missus has. The exception is if it's a really hot woman sitting in the only other seat.
Ooh, yeah.
For whatever reason, in those situations, I never wind up in the middle seat. The wife will just take it partway through when we're getting to our seats. If it's a really attractive lady, I wind up in the corner.
It's
for some
amazing
reason.
how they always notice that, right?
I know, it's crazy. I don't know what that is. And it's funny. I'm almost hoping for an attractive woman so I don't have to sit in the middle seat. It's the opposite of what you'd think it would be, just because then I finally get, a thing. But, Carl, what were you going to say about that?
If your wife didn't notice, would you take that seat? You go, nah, maybe not. Because maybe if she saw you, maybe it's a test.
Ooh.
And if she saw you sitting next to her, she's like, oh, okay, I see how it is.
Well, the funniest thing about flying with my wife is she loves to talk to, strangers. She does it all the time. Any flight she's on, and I never want to break that seal. I do it a little bit, but then that's the whole flight. If you talk to somebody that you don't know, maybe do it halfway through or toward the end of the thing. Because you don't want to be doing it the whole flight if you got nothing to talk about. That's just me. But the missus always talks to everybody. So in the scenario where she's sitting next to a terribly attractive woman, we do wind up talking to her. More if she's in the middle than if I am. Because as you just said, Carl, if it's me, I'm terrified that I say too much to her, the attractive girl, I get in trouble when the flight's over.
But say the wife is involved, so there's no implication. You
Right,
can avoid
exactly.
the implication in this case. You don't have to make the decision, which is why when you get on the plane, this is what I would do, and I've been single all my life, will continue to be. I would wait for her to go first down the gangplank, and I would follow her down that gangplank that connects to the airplane, follow her the whole time. I don't care who tries to cut in line. I am behind my girlfriend or wife, and then she chooses and takes the pressure off me because I don't want to make a decision. Yeah.
Yeah, for a guy that's not married or in a relationship right now, that's absolutely the right decision, Matt Bear. We do it all the time. I understand that there's moments where the decision will be made and we don't even need to talk about it. I just wait for her to do that, to do the part, and then I just do nothing. So that's great. But yeah, no, I love this. And then I guess the macro question that I asked before, and we can ask again, is chivalry dead? Are a lot less guys chivalrous? Are they not as, kind, partly because the internet sometimes craps on them for it? Like holding a door open for someone can be bad somehow sometimes, these kind of things. So I know that Dave Chappelle has long made the joke that chivalry is dead and women killed it. So what do we think of that?
It doesn't matter that me and the girlfriend just split carry-on cost. Collection from her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there are certain rules I think it's generational, with with a millennial woman, if I'm talking to her and interested in her, I don't know what's defined as chivalry. Now, like with my car, I can't open the car door or what would be her door, the passenger side door with a key, because it doesn't have a key lock over there. My key lock is broken. So no matter what happens, I'm going to be like, you're going to have to get your own door. And this is going to be a first date. You got to get your own door, and here's the reason.
Do you explain it to her?
You have to.
Oh, okay.
You have to, otherwise you look like a total jerk, man. It'd be like, this is a crappy car. And I know we'll talk about my finances later. This is a crappy car, but I cannot get that door for you because it doesn't allow for that. And I want to get the door. It's just a bad start,
Well, it's funny, man, because I think I've talked about this before when you've mentioned it, that my first car when I was in high school and part of college was the exact opposite. You had to get the door for the woman. They were locked inside until you opened the door from the outside. So it was a very different scenario in which a woman would feel very trapped if I didn't tell them. They're like, this door doesn't open. And I'm like, it does, just not where you're at.
Fantastic. Yeah, your door doesn't open.
Terrifying.
Great.
No, I'm kidding.
Great. That's what I need.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'd be in a lot of trouble in today's society, even if it wasn't my fault, if it was the mechanic who couldn't fix it. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC, with Matt, with Carl, and with Showbiz's mom hanging out in the studio as well. What do we got for traffic?
Northbound 65 looking fantastic through the construction and everything on the northeast side with the Clear Path construction project. Looking good as well. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
Totally changed my life.
It's amazing.
I don't have any cravings.
You want to quit, but have found it impossible? This is the thing for you. I have absolutely no craving. It's the darndest thing I have ever seen in my life.
It's not for entertainment. It's for results.
Do it. It works. Period.
You've tried everything else. You need to come and try this.
Stop smoking with hypnosis. Only $59.99 guaranteed or your money back. Stop smoking with hypnosis guaranteed with no irritability and no cravings. Don't just cut down, but stop smoking once and for all. In addition, use hypnosis to lose all the weight and destroy unwanted cravings. Hypnosis programs are Thursday, January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss hypnosis at 5:30. Stop smoking hypnosis 8 p.m. Or Saturday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss hypnosis 11 a.m. Stop smoking hypnosis at 2 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Hi, this is
Lloyd,
Jessica,
Robert, and Adam
from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning in Pittsboro. The Kirby family wishes you the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Year's. Thanks for your business. We really appreciate it. If you live in Hendricks or surrounding counties and need us, we are always here to help. Kirby services any model, and we proudly install American Standard products. Call us at 317-892-3614.
Kirby is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Happy holidays from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Narco-terrorists dead in the water.
93 WIBC.
We have a massive armada form, the biggest we've ever had.
What happens next?
The death toll now topping 100.
Happens here.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight.
Stay in the know.
The DOJ is still withholding Epstein files.
While you're on the go.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress.
A wheelchair-bound Army veteran detained by ICE.
$1.7 billion, the fourth largest lottery prize ever.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Plaza.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey, honey, take your blood pressure medication.
Thanks, dear.
Daddy, are you going to the hospital again?
No, son. Bad medication from a dishonest website got me sick. Now we only use sites approved by NABP or that end in .pharmacy, so we know they're safe.
Learn more about the new .pharmacy domain and ordering medications safely online at safe.pharmacy. A public service from the National Association of Boards of
Custom
Pharmacy.
jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom design jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
Gas. Just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers, and families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
This hour powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard Air dealer. Nobody cares for you like family.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Pointed words for a terrorist organization. Radar clear 48 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 63. I'm Ryan Hedrick. And here's what's trending at 7:31. President Trump announced that U.S. forces carried out airstrikes in northwest Nigeria last night, targeting people that he said were part of the ISIS terrorist group, which he says were killing Christians.
President Trump's official word on this came via Truth Social in a post that says, "Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years, and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was."
Fox's Peter Ducey reporting from Washington, D.C. this morning. If you're traveling to New York City today, be aware that more than 6 inches of snow are expected Friday night into Saturday morning.
Ice storm warnings have been upgraded across parts of western PA. Winter weather advisories in place for millions of people impacted, especially when it comes to travel. Road travel, air travel will be a nightmare come tomorrow. So if you can get an early jump, I would do it by tonight. Come tomorrow, plan to be hunkered in at your location.
That's Fox's weather's Jay Menard. Here in Indiana, widespread rain is expected on Sunday.
Ahead of a cold front that's going to approach the area. Ahead of that, we're going to see much warmer air kick north. We may actually be near record highs on Sunday. Indianapolis, the record high is 65 degrees on Sunday. I think we're going to be near that number, maybe even a little bit above it.
That's National Weather Service forecaster Mike Ryan in Indianapolis. He says temperatures will drop into the teens by Monday. When it comes to redistricting, Republicans are counting on 9 new GOP-leaning seats ahead of the midterms.
5 in Texas, 1 in North Carolina, 2 in Ohio, and 1 in Missouri. But the ACLU in Missouri is now challenging the GOP effort to carve up Kansas City in court. They say 300,000 signatures protesting the change is sufficient to force the issue onto a ballot before voters. But the Missouri Republican Attorney General says the redrawn districts will remain in effect until the Republican Secretary of State validates the signatures, and that can take time, even beyond the candidate filing period, which goes from February 24th through the end of March.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal reporting. Jimmy Kimmel is telling a British audience that it's been a great year for fascism in the United States. The late-night host spoke on Britain's Channel 4 Thursday, where he gave the annual alternative Christmas message. In his speech, Kimmel said tyranny is booming in the U.S., and he called President Trump the guy who thinks he is our king. Sports on WIBC. Wide receiver Alec Pierce's growth as a playmaker is something Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen says he's been impressed and pleased with.
I think he's grown in all phases. Obviously, he can run down the field and catch, but I think the intermediate routes, the way he sees the game, the questions he's asking, reading coverages, finding dead spots in zone, the intermediate stuff, coming in and out of breaks. I think all that's taken a huge step.
And the Colts still have a chance in the playoffs, but they're hanging on by a thread. If the Houston Texans beat the LA Chargers on Saturday, Indy is out of the playoff race. They'll also need help from other teams. Sunday's game with the Jags kicks off at 1 o'clock at home. The Minnesota Vikings defense dominant last night on Christmas night, forcing 6 turnovers and sacking Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff 5 times in a 23-10 win.
Fans here have never experienced a Super Bowl, always show up. We're out of the playoffs. Everybody shows up in white. They do their part. And one of these days, they'll get it.
That's Vikings safety Harrison Smith. The only other time in Vikings history they forced at least 6 turnovers without committing one was 1975. And the Indiana Pacers back at home tonight against the Boston Celtics. Pacers looking to shake off a 6-game losing streak. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. What are you watching, Matt Bear?
What's up, Ryan? Looking at inbound, 69 wide open right out State Road 37 to 465, and that's just a 4-minute trip. And I'm not seeing any delays whatsoever. Looking good on 52.7 miles of I-465. Everybody moving up to speed. Watch out for the fog. Use your low beams, not the high beams, right? I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain is likely today in the early afternoon hours. Fog, as Matt was just saying, is also terrible, so be careful out there. 64 is the high. 47 is the temperature right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Whenever I'm out a wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think
Don't catch
about
the morning news, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. It is time for our Marketplace segment, which is brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, a great place where you can go to get a bunch of cash. I can't remember. I always forget which one of us, it was not me, actually made decent money on Indiana Unclaimed. You can make free money, so everyone should do it. But it's sort of like a small version of the Powerball lottery and the ridiculous person who just won $1.8 billion in Arkansas last night or the other night. I'm not jealous of that at all, by the way. Definitely not even a little bit jealous that some other person made a ridiculous amount of money. But which one of us made the most? I think I made like $20.
Yeah, I got like over $200.
Okay, yeah, Carl hit the $200 jackpot.
I was
Indiana
about in the
Unclaimed.
$200 range too, I think. I was maybe 150, 200 actually.
Now
yeah.
I just feel bad. So we totally switched that. I thought it was just one of us that made a nice, couple $100 in cash. It's just me who only made 20. But I haven't lived in Indiana in like 10 years or 15 years. So really, it's kind of impressive that they found any money that was tied to my name. But all right, that's good to know. You guys both made way more money than me. Indiana Unclaimed, a great place to go to find out if Indiana owes you any money at all. Today's Marketplace listing has been listed for 8 weeks on Facebook Marketplace in Lebanon, Indiana, It is a Batman
Lebanon.
cowl.
Lebanon.
Thank you. Well, okay. All right, Lebanon. All right, sorry. Yeah, all right. Nobody calls it Lebanon? Nobody does that?
No.
All right.
Indiana has
That's
a lot of names like that, Craig. I mean, you look at Milan, you think Milan, but it's really Milan in Indiana.
Milan. That's good. Yeah.
We got a bunch
of those. That's fantastic.
We got a ton of them.
I lived in Indiana for years in South Bend. Like I really did, and I think I called it Lebanon when I was there. So I guess there's just one guy was calling it that there, but I was alone in doing it. Lebanon. Do I get it right now?
There's also Du Bois. You think it's Dubois, but it's actually Du Bois.
Du Bois.
Yeah.
And what about, was it Versailles? Versailles?
Yeah, it's for sales.
For sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew about that one. I do know about Versailles. I love that that's all this segment is now. All this segment is all the ways that Indiana mispronounces names.
Oh, I'm going to have to embarrass my mom here for a second. So when I moved to Indianapolis, she addressed a mail package to myself to Indiana Police. So it took months for me to get it. And they finally figured it out because of the zip code. It said Indiana Police. So
well, your mom assumed you were arrested. She just assumed that much had gone on. She's like, Carl is. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
See, we're just going to throw out the marketplace segment. This happens to me all the time when my mom listens to radio. She claims the thing I said was a lie. So your mom, Carl, is saying that this never happened.
Really do that?
That's a question. Now it's out there. Carl, are you a liar or is Ma? What do you want to say?
No. So, well, I got this package really late. And
I love it.
The package on the address says Indiana Police.
Yeah.
And so I thought, English is her second language. I thought she probably heard the whole time, I live in Indianapolis, and she thought I was arrested.
Yeah, Indiana Police. Yes, absolutely. But no, here, again, I just want to say it, and this is the reason I love this so much. I'm assuming Carl's right, because my mom will deny things all the time when I talk about them on radio. That definitely happened. All right. I love this so much. Anyway, we'll move back on to the Batman cowl. And if you don't know what the Batman cowl is, it's the mask that you wear. It is $80 on Facebook Marketplace.
I'm Batman.
Although I think, what's that?
I'm Batman.
Yeah. Fair enough. Although I think it might have recently dropped to be only $50. I think 80 might have been the initial price. No one seems to want this, but it's a digitally printed Batman helmet that's been on Facebook Marketplace for 8 weeks.
So nobody wore it, like nobody famous or anything. It's just something somebody made with their AI printer, their digital printer,
Correct.
and just spit it out. Okay. No, I mean, Christmas is over. I don't know what I'd do with it. I don't really want a Batman mask, and I don't want to gift it, so I guess I just put it on and run around the neighborhood and fight crime.
Yeah,
it's a good way to
that
get
would
yourself
be great,
killed, by
though,
the way.
man.
Yeah.
It is probably a good way to get yourself hurt, and then you go to jail, and then you get letters from mom in prison. Yeah, that's nice.
Vigilantism, you know? Watch out. I've always said, watch out for the vigilantism.
I will say one thing about it. I do think it's cool. And like, this is one of those things that you find in Facebook Marketplace and you want to make fun of and nobody's buying it. And then in the back of your mind, you're like, I got some money from Indiana Unclaimed. I didn't get as much as the other two guys in the show, but I got some. So maybe I should buy this thing.
I blew all of my Indiana Unclaimed money on this mask for Batman. Every single dollar. My Indiana
That's hilarious.
Unclaimed movie.
Yeah, no, Indiana Unclaimed doesn't judge how you spend the money, by the way. They'll never come back. They'll never say that it was a bad idea. Your wife will judge you. Indiana Unclaimed will not. So that's always good. All right. Other things out there as far as other topics. You know, I wanted to bring back something we talked about a second ago, and then we'll take a break and we'll do some traffic and stuff. But I was mentioning how chivalry might be dead. And we were giving an example of guys who don't sit in the middle seat on a flight. And I did want to ask your mother if it's something that maybe is different depending on where you're from, depending on some of that sort of cultural stuff. Your mom, born in Japan.
Yes.
Are Japanese men more chivalrous than American men or the opposite? I'm just curious how that works.
Japanese men, in my opinion, never do that.
Oh, they're terrible people. All right, got it.
They're terrible. They never do that for the
I got you.
for women
Yeah.
or ladies. No, never have.
All right, good.
Never
Good to
will.
know.
And therefore, Craig, this is why Japanese has a population problem because the women are tired of
I
it.
see.
Yeah.
No, I like that you just broke bad on dudes. That was not what I expected this to be about at all, but that's totally fine. Well, we're very nice then. So that's good.
Japanese society is very childish, so that's why you have the whole Pokemon and manga
Gotcha.
comics. And so, yes, chivalry is not a thing in Japan.
Isn't it really clean, though?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds
Very
nice.
clean.
That's
There's
that's not very
single
childish.
trash on the street. No.
Yeah, that part's nice. My room was never that clean as a kid growing up, so I wouldn't call that childish at all. Matt, did you want to say something about this
I was just
before we
going
take a
to
break?
say, so if I go to Japan
Yes.
and I say, meet a woman I'm interested in, and I get the door for her,
Yes.
like the car door, and then the door to the restaurant, wherever we're going.
You're
That
gonna be
would
married.
that look good? Would that be acceptable?
That looks
Oh, yeah.
super. You
Oh,
look like
okay.
a
Yeah,
hero.
you'll do well in Japan, Matt.
Well, guess where I'm going.
Yeah, she just called you a hero, Matt. That's all you got to do to be a hero.
A hero in Japan. I've never
And,
been. That's
women
awesome.
feel like they're the princess.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do. I will
So,
make her a princess
yes.
queen.
Exactly.
Whatever
Yeah.
she wants to be, right?
Right. Whatever that Japan used to have in the feudal era, as far as
Yeah,
queens go.
you're just
Yeah.
going to have to get a new car because you can't do that with the current vehicle. All right,
Right.
we'll take a. Sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to be mean. We'll take a break. We'll do a lot more in a bit. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC.
1 year later, the highs, the lows, how we win the midterms, happening at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. The bourbon will flow, the food will be fantastic. We're going to go over Trump's past year and how we use that to win the midterms. It's going to be informing, entertaining, and very, very funny. I promise. Join us, Trump 1 year later, brought to you by Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, Chimney Solutions, and WIBC. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, we're doing all right. Not a lot of people out here this morning, so a lot of room between you and the other drivers. Now, it's going to be kind of a thing because we have lots of fog out there and a dense fog advisory going on until 10 a.m. this morning. That means make sure your headlights are on and with the low beam lights only. Trips out to the airport from downtown look pretty good, except for the mentioned fog. Westbound 70 is fine from Meridian Street out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway and Ameriplex. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain is likely. Fog is definitely out there for a few hours still. Please be careful. It looks like the high today will be 64. Right now in downtown Indianapolis, it is 47 degrees. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store, and ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott says only the best will do when it's your reputation on the line.
We want to install something that's high quality,
so we can move on to the next job. The way we install it is high quality, and the equipment that we use is high quality. So when I shop for something to sell, American Standard was there. It was just the highest quality there is.
In Boone and Hamilton County, go to jimsheating-air.com. For Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Winter temps are here. Get your heating tune-up with 1-hour heating and air conditioning. They will have your system ready for these chilly nights with 24/7 availability. Book at onehourairindie.com.
Tickets are on sale right now for Trump 1 year later. The highs, the lows, how we win the midterms. Happening at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Indianapolis. The bourbon will flow. The food will be fantastic. We're going to go over Trump's past year and how we use that to win the midterms. It's going to be informing, entertaining, and very, very funny. I promise. Join us, Trump 1 year later. Brought to you by Premier Arms, PA Jewelers, Defiance Beef, Chimney Solutions, and WIBC. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
KC and the Sunshine Band, live at Old National Center, January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. It's the ultimate throwback party. Get your tickets today at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt and Carl hang out as they do every single morning on this show. Carl has brought along his mom, as I'm continuing to say, to make both Matt and I look like terrible sons for not having our mothers also on the show. At some point, we should do that. We should have all the moms on the show at the same time, I imagine.
Be careful what you wish for.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
No, I love every part of that reaction. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just going to say, I've got a pistol. You know, my mom's a pistol, and she's a lot of fun. So
Sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Your mom and my mom might get along then. They might have a really nice time. All right. Some other things out there that I saw. I thought this was interesting. Colombia will start using drones to fight cocaine. Apparently, it's a huge problem, of course, in Colombia. But here's the thing buried in this story. Cocaine is also being delivered via drone in Colombia, which seems odd. I wish the drones were fighting each other in the air. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of wish that was an air fight where the one drone is shooting down the other drone. That's not what this is. They're going to be like checking crops and fighting the drug trade, all that stuff. I don't know why. It sounded way more entertaining to me for it to be a robot battle in the sky. But does anyone want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, these aren't Amazon drones, are they?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Not
good.
that I'm
Just
aware
wanted
of.
to make sure that I think
get
you have
any
a good
brought
idea here for like a drone private security business. You know,
Yeah.
You start,
Sure.
you get your own fleet of drones, 12, 13 of them, and I'm pretty sure you can't mount, firearms on a drone and fly it
Probably
around.
can't.
And
Probably
shoot
not,
yeah, I'm assuming you can't do that, but your drone business could counter the illegal drug business with the other
Yes.
drones. You see what's happening here?
I see.
Yeah,
It'd be
big
great.
money, buddy, big money.
Have you ever seen the bot battles before, where like the two robots or whatever they are just go into the middle of the arena and fight each other? Has anybody seen that, or is that just
cool.
me?
So cool.
They are cool, yeah, and they don't have guns on them. They got like flamethrowers and stuff sometimes. Right. So I think that'd be cool if we add weapons to drones that are not guns. We could have a lot of fun in the sky as they fight each other.
We're gonna mount one of them with an EMP pulse.
Yeah,
turn off the whole neighborhood, but at least we got the drug drones.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. All right, I want to transition to this. I don't know how many people were paying attention to Powerball and 1.6 $8 billion, I think is what it wound up being, $1.8 billion. But what a weird conversation on Christmas Day that I had multiple times with people as we were visiting some of my wife's family, where like we were all jealous. I don't know if it was the Christmas spirit of giving and stuff, but so many people that mentioned it to me are like, can you believe that? Some jerk in Arkansas won the Powerball and it's not me on Christmas. Were we more hopeful because of the holidays that we had a shot at I had tickets. Of course I lost. Of course, most people lost, but I don't know. At least within my group of people I was around yesterday for Christmas, there seemed like there was a lot more resentment than normal for someone winning because even though we got stuff, we didn't get a Powerball win.
Well, if you're buying the ticket, if you're buying the Powerball ticket, there is at least some sort of inkling of hope.
Sure.
that you're going to win the Powerball.
However small.
Yeah, however small. And for some reason, that hope turns into maybe a little bit stronger despair than what it was, when it was hopeful, whenever we lose. Because that's still, and we shame ourselves. We think it's ridiculous. Like, whoa, no way we're going to win the Powerball. And then when we don't, we're like, man, I didn't win the Powerball. And it kind of sucks because we still have that little bit of hope because that's why we're buying the tickets. So I get it. I hope it passes.
Sure. I think it'll pass. I think it'll be fine.
It's nothing long-standing for anybody, It doesn't lead to other problems, but, I mean, we all kind of want to win, right?
We do. And I might have been in a uniquely like bah humbug mood yesterday. I don't know if that's a part of it, but I kept in the back of my mind thinking like, I just gave you a gift. I know it's not a Powerball, but like, you don't have to show me how sad you are that it's not $1 billion right there. Cause you could enjoy my little like hand cream or whatever that I didn't know we gave people.
Oh, you didn't? Your wife picked out all the gifts?
Yes. To be honest, yet again, Betty bought everything. And so as people were opening stuff, I'm like, oh, that's great. Who's that from? Oh, me. Okay, that's great. Yeah, wonderful.
You gave it.
Enjoy. That's so cool. Way to go us. It's still not a Powerball ticket. But yeah, no, we were very sad as a group, as a collective. And I like that maybe that might have just been the people I was with. Before we take a break, one last thing, and I do want to just mention this now because I want to talk about it more in a bit. Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis did a podcast together, The Joe Rogan Show, just the other day, and they dove deep into politics. Shane Gillis is a guy who's talked about that a little bit, but we'll get into it more in details. I just thought it was funny. The two comedians had a very political radio podcast thing that existed yesterday or 2 days ago, just before Christmas, and they probably could have gone a lot of roads. They went that road. But anyway, we'll talk about it more in a bit. Matt's got traffic for you.
Everything looking pretty good right now, Craig, as we check the interstates. 465, no delays. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Wheat Grow Hair Indy. Champions just don't show up. They pick the right team to get the best results. And when it comes to restoring your hair, We Grow Hair Indy is that team. 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy. And every time I look in the mirror, I'm so glad I did. Guys at the top of their game, radio personalities, coaches, and well-known athletes have all trusted We Grow Hair Indy to restore their hair. Why? Because their results are permanent, natural, and speak for themselves. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule a totally free, no-hassle, no-obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy, will take a look at what's going on top of your head and make some suggestions on how you can get your hair and your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, see some other folks who have made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995.
While you may not have to travel around the entire world on Christmas Eve, it's nice to know Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. So head out on your holiday journey in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Over 2,000 to choose from. Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Buy with zero down. Yes, zero down delivers. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. No matter where your journeys take you, Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations. Select models, approved credit, warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Good morning, Doctor. Doctor? Hi, Doctor. Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matter Show. It is time for our question and answer show for December, and we have many great questions to answer this month, mostly regarding retirement planning requirements that have year-end planning deadlines, but also some regarding unique planning opportunities that are available right now. So it's one of our most important question and answer shows of the year. Find out the answer to these questions and many more on the Retirement Money Matter Show, which airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what police say happened on Indianapolis's east side early this morning. What sent Indianapolis Fire Department crews around the city on Christmas Day? An injury attorney that you may be familiar with has passed away, and the Indianapolis Colts get ready for the Jacksonville Jaguars from the Technology Recycler Studios. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
Holiday strike. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. The U.S. launching military force on ISIS sites in Nigeria on Christmas.
President Trump taking the action due to the persecution and killing of Christians in that country. The president writing on Truth Social that, quote, I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, there was. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth posting on X that, quote, the president was clear last month. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria must end. The Department of War is always ready. So ISIS found out tonight, on Christmas. More to come. The U.S. government has been discussing the issue with the Nigerian government, threatening to cut off aid to the country if the situation is not fixed. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Severe weather slamming both sides of the country.
The number of winter storm watches are multiplying throughout the northeastern U.S. The National Weather Service is warning of a snow and ice storm that is expected to blast through the Northeast, impacting at least 15 million people. Meanwhile, Southern California is getting soaked. Heavy rain has already caused flooding and mudslides in Los Angeles County and beyond. And now another powerful storm system could bring more of the same to areas that are already inundated.
Fox's Mike Emanuel. The New York City area is expected to see between 5 to 8 inches of snow from Friday night into Saturday morning. Turkish authorities say they apprehended a suspected member of the extremist Islamic State group who was planning attacks on New Year's celebrations. State media in Turkey reporting that that man was captured in a joint operation carried out by police and the National Intelligence Agency. Security officials say that man was in contact with many IS sympathizers in Turkey and was also looking for a chance to join the ongoing fighting in conflict zones. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Dozens of evidence markers scattered across an Indianapolis street. Radar clear, 47 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 63, but it is foggy as you begin your journey this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. Gunshots fired on Indy's east side. early this morning, killing one person and leaving several others hurt. This happened along North Rule Street, not far from East Michigan Street.
These are preventable circumstances that we're encountering. These are temporary motions that have led to permanent consequences, and now people's lives are altered, and families are going to be getting some very heartbreaking news before we even ring in the new year.
IMPD officer Drew Brown says the person who is thought to have killed that man was arrested after a high-speed chase that ended along I-70 not far from Emerson Avenue. Police say just minutes before that shooting, there was another shooting near North Sherman Drive and East New York Street, but they're not sure if the two shootings are connected. A family of 6 escaped a house fire on Indy's east side on Christmas morning near South Post Road and Rawls Avenue. Firefighters haven't determined the cause, but the family woke up to flames at the front of the home, and this woman says when she saw the fire, it was fully engulfed.
And it took a good few for them to put the fire out. I came down and seen the family all huddled. It was just so sad.
She spoke with Wish TV. IFT says 1 dog died, a cat died, 3 dogs had to be rescued. 2 dogs are still unaccounted for this morning. Personal injury attorney Ken Nunn, famous for this slogan,
"Call me, it's just that easy,"
has passed away. His law office shared the news on Facebook, saying he died Wednesday morning. Nunn started his practice in Bloomington back in 1967 in a tiny office with just a card table and folding chairs. From that, he built a law firm that is nationally renowned as the pioneer in modern personal injury law. According to his law firm, he was a strong supporter of IU basketball, and a contributor to many local charities. The Indianapolis Colts playoff hopes are hanging on by a thread, but they'll still go at it with the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, even though they can still be eliminated from playoff contention by the time that game kicks off. Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers talking about.
Again, those things we can't control. When it gets to that point, obviously, I think from an approach standpoint, it shouldn't change, obviously, the effort and the desire to win.
Indy has not won a game since they played against the Atlanta Falcons in Berlin, Germany. Sunday's game kicks off at 1 o'clock. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matt Bear?
What's going on, Ryan? Looking at southbound 465 on the west side, and we have no trouble going from Crawfordsville Road to Sam Jones Expressway. Everything on the east side, what's happening? Lawrence, northbound 465, fantastic from Penn Pike through the construction zone and up to Allisonville Road. Seeing no trouble at the interstates right now. Traffic sponsored by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Make sure your home stays cozy and warm. Benjamin Franklin of Indianapolis is here to help with everything from water heaters, drain clearing, plumbing inspections, and more. Book at BenjaminFranklinPlumbingIndy.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, good morning. We've got foggy conditions this morning. We've got a dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock. We're going to remain cloudy and mild for today. A little bit of some patchy drizzle and light mist this morning. We'll get up to 63 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies overnight tonight will fall to 44. Cloudy conditions on your Saturday, 56, and near record readings on Sunday. Highs near 64. It's going to be windy. There's also some showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder possible Sunday, and then cold for the final week of December.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now, it is 8:06 Friday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. And yet, I'm kind of overly interested in an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast that just came out a couple days ago. Shane Gillis, comedian, certainly a guy that's made news at times for having what seems to be conservative political opinions, although he does also seem to be willing to make fun of Trump, do the Trump voice, but oftentimes some of the jokes he says about Trump are actually, it seems, more as a fan of him. Actually, Shane made a joke at, I think, the ESPYs in which he talked about how hot Ivanka was and how cool it was to be complimented by President Trump. So again, it seems to be someone that's more likely than not to be a fan, although he's a comedian. But anyway, the reason I was so interested in this, and they dive deep into a Georgia election story, 315,000 votes in the 2020 election in Georgia were improperly signed or just not signed at all, meaning they should have been thrown out. They weren't legal votes, regardless of if they were actual people who voted, like the procedure wasn't followed. And I can play some of that audio first, but I have a macro observation. And it's not about diving into the 2020 election specifically. It's not going down any of those rabbit holes. Although I will tell you that all these years removed now, and with all those cases that wound up getting thrown out in courtrooms, the more information you're gaining about the potential for there to be some fraud problems on the election in 2020, it's definitely erring on the side of yes as opposed to no, which seems to always be the case. All these years later, whatever the goalposts are that they moved or the way that they manipulated something, inevitably they admit the thing they deny forever. And it feels like we're in that stage of a history here. But here, I want to play this audio first. Rogan also has recently said that he regretted endorsing President Trump and that Trump has not lived up to the things that Rogan wanted him to do. So neither one of these people is like a hardcore conservative. And I guess that's a point I'm trying to make in all of this. But here we go. Here's part of that audio.
Specific 36 to 37 advanced voting locations with unsigned tapes are not publicly broken out by party, but Fulton County as a whole is strongly Democratic. And its advanced early vote totals in 2020 were overwhelmingly Democratic. In other words, those affected advanced voting sites would be expected to be predominantly Democrat in their results, not Republican. Weird that 36 out of 37 that have unsigned tapes are strong Democratic, and that there's 315,000 votes that aren't supposed to be there.
Exactly. Yes, it is weird. That's strange. That's odd. And that plays into anybody's concern or anything that President Trump has said for a long time. But here's the point I want to make. And it's not actually about the election fraud stuff, although it is interesting. You can't deny that if there's going to be ways where in more and more places they prove to you how there could have been votes that legally shouldn't not have counted, been overturned, whatever it might be. And then Trump starts winning some of those states, like winning Georgia, that all of a sudden things feel very different. And all the votes that showed up in 2020 that didn't show up in 2024 start to make more sense to a lot of people, because somehow, some way, a whole lot more people voted in the stay-at-home election than voted for the one just a few years later. But here's the thing I want to observe, and it's something that actually the South Park creators have been saying about the reason that they're featuring Trump so much, and certainly to the detriment of many conservatives, or at least to the annoyment of many conservatives. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, because it's certainly anti-Trump sort of stuff on South Park, is how pop culture politics is when Trump is in the White House. This is what Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the guys who created South Park and make every episode, said in an interview. They were asked the question, like, why are you doing so much political stuff on South Park right now? And obviously one-sided, and obviously going to make maybe some, at sometimes, fans of your show upset. Why are you doing it? And they said it's just impossible to ignore. If they're a pop culture reflection of society as a show, or at least that's their goal, that this is a component of what is everyday culture with Trump in the White House, and not true when other people in the White House. The political stories become mainstream media and other types of stories. And this seems to be reflected in the Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis interview, having a tremendous amount of political conversation within it. That was not the only political topic they talked about. They dove deep into Nick Fuentes and why he's popular and what they think is the reason that he's popular, based on maybe his sense of humor or something, and not necessarily his crazy controversial takes he has out there. But I just thought that was an interesting thing to throw out there the day after Christmas, because I will also tell you, as I was around friends and family, the amount of times that politics came up, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, whether I had agreements or disagreements with the people I was talking to, it was significant. It was a lot, like a lot of times. That seems to be something that comes up in everyday conversation. And I'll throw one more thing out there, and this might be a behind the curtain thing. It might not. It might be something that you easily can understand and know. without doing what I do for a living. But in the world of radio, politic, conversations or conservative media, whatever you want to call this, there oftentimes are discussions about how deeply we dive into certain political stories and how much we try to get away from them. Like, how much do people care? What's the dinner table conversation? And it seems as though the more you look into it, the dinner table conversation during years when Trump is in office is likely to be about him or about politics much more than it is, especially for the people who hate him, much more it is than when he's not in office. It's like the Howard Stern rule that the more you dislike someone, the more you pay attention to them in certain places. And that might also be part of the reason for the popularity of people like Fuentes or Candace Owens. I do sometimes think that we misunderstand if you have a whole bunch of viewers or listeners or a giant audience, that audience by and large agrees with you, which seems to be the misconception when talking about someone like Owens. There might be a whole lot of people who watch her discuss whatever she discusses and think that some of it's crazy, that actually really don't like her, but can't turn it off, which is something that made Howard Stern very, very famous. All right, quick break, a lot more. We'll talk about a whole bunch of sillier things in a bit. Craig Collins filling in, Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Yeah, so I've had experience with weight loss medication before, but it was compounded semaglutide. That is not what Premier Weight Loss uses, and I have had no nausea. I'm losing weight, and I feel great. And not just physically. I'm talking mentally as well. I feel good about myself. Hey, with Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience than I've had with other weight loss providers. Their offices are professional and relaxing. You deal one-on-one with a specialist that will tailor a unique and specific plan for your weight loss journey.
Since I've been working with Premier Weight Loss, I've lost over 11 pounds in 1 month. I'm still drinking beer. I'm still eating steak, but the cravings for all the nonsensical other things, gone. I feel better. They've came up with a plan specifically for me. These guys are legit. I've seen it. I'm walking living proof. PWLindy.com. That's PWLindy.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hey, that Indy real estate market is strong, but it's not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire real estate expert Mark Dietel, the only real estate agent we trust here in Indy. It was time for Michael and Speedway to downsize. Met up with Mark Dietel. They explained their amazing marketing plan. After just 3 days on the market, they accepted an offer $11,000 over asking price.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert we trust and recommend on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's the guarantee that separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Nobody does it better than Mark Dietel. Contact him today, 317-755-4232. 755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Pretty good, Craig. We do have a stall on the northwest side, southbound 465 before West 71st Street. No delay, not a lot of people out there. And as I check this 71st Street 465 camera, man, is the fog thick up here. So that's going to be the story this morning. Dense fog advisory until 10 a.m., and it is bad in some places. Please be careful if you're coming in today. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain likely later on today, maybe in the mid-afternoon hours, like 1, 2 o'clock. Fog terrible, as Matt just said, and likely to be terrible for several additional hours. A high today of 64. Right now, it's 50. It's 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Big Joe for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent American Standard Platinum customer care dealer. Jim Scott is the owner, and he's ready to take his success into Boone and Hamilton counties.
We have a lot of high-quality equipment. We do high-quality jobs. We do our own duct fabrications. We have service contracts. So with the value that we built because of our 5-star rating, the other counties, as much growth as there is, there's just not enough contractors.
Put the best to work for you at jimsheating-air.com. Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Tony Katz and the Morning News です。おはようございます。今日はトニーさんがお休みなので、Craig Collins からお伝えします。This is Mama Showbiz.
That's great. Thank you, Mama Showbiz.
I love
that is
Mama
Carl's
Showbiz
mom.
so much. That's so cool.
That is Carl's mom giving us the Japanese version of the intro into the show. And I, again, am really, really hoping to get some deep dive numbers into the demographics if Tony's next ratings come out and he just skyrockets with Japanese listeners.
We're
I
number
imagine
one
that'll
in
be because of
Tokyo.
this. We are number one in Tokyo. Fantastic. Good to know. Crushing it all the way. All right. Some things out there that I wanted to talk about. I was just mentioning how pop culture politics are, at least according to creators of stuff like South Park or anything out there really right now. And it made me think about another thing. I work at a radio station in Houston, and at that station, we have a crazy dude that calls in multiple times a day. I don't know if we have some of these at Indianapolis at WIBC too. Maybe Carl could tell us if that's true or not. But the dude that calls into our station here in Houston uses multiple phone lines. He can be on hold on 3 lines at the same time, which is kind of impressive. Tries to do multiple voices. All the different phone numbers ring in. And all he wants to do when he gets on the radio is scream about how much he hates Trump. But it seems like his whole life is centered around this thing. And so I had a very long off-air conversation with the guy. I was just so fascinated by him and how often he attempts to be a part of radio. Then I'm like, put him on hold. I want to talk to him. And we had a 20-minute discussion off air in which he told me like he can't stop thinking about it. And he wants to troll the media that he thinks is in support of the political side of the aisle that he's not in support of. And I just think that's kind of strange. I don't know what the right way to say it is. And I know this feels like a political topic, but it doesn't really intend to be one. It's really more about the people that obsess about anything, although I guess politics is what it is, and how much better it might be for your life to occasionally get out of those spaces and go other, like this dude who calls our radio station all the time. He'd probably be better off like going to a movie that's not about politics and just having a day where he just lets himself live his regular life. Does anyone want to weigh in on this? I did. I said a lot of things to him, Carl, about how, because he was also saying that he wants to try to get people to think like him. But whenever he gets on the radio, he screams horrible nonsense and offends everybody and says like crazy stuff. So he's not even like trying to go about it in a way that has honest debate. He's just trying to be a troll. So there was something amusing about that too. But again, the macro idea of this and the macro discussion is, how nice is it to escape whatever the things are that we obsess about, whether it's in your own life, whether it's like I'm not, in this kind of shape that I want to be, whatever it might be. Giving yourselves a 24-hour break from whatever the stresses are, feel like an appropriate decision, especially around the holidays. What do we think of this?
Well, it sounds like he can't take that break.
He can't.
Yeah,
he cannot.
There might be a lack of a better expression, a gear stripped or two. That something just makes him, absolutely dial in 100% to whatever the president is doing. And what I want to do is I want to shake him, but I want to tell him, try to be as lovingly as I can about it. Hey, this man does not make or break your life. You do.
He doesn't.
That's the thing that with so many of these political figures is, they do things that will affect your life, but your life is up to you, baby. And that's the beginning and end of it. Now, as far as obsessing about Trump himself, it almost seems like that's by design a little bit, because Trump is an entertainer through and through, and he's damn good at it. I mean, Apprentice was number one when it was on.
It was.
Why? Not so they could see somebody, succeed in business, but so they could fail these tasks and Donald Trump could yell at him. That's why we watched. That's why it was fun, because Donald Trump was just as attractive entertainment figure, as in you want to see what he's going to say next. So when I say it's by design, Trump can handle it. He can handle the bad things people say about him. And he wants that because the man is an entertainer and he has the biggest audience you could possibly have right now.
And like you said, he also gets talked about a lot. Like that is the plan. But I mean this, let's go to the macro, like not even specific to Trump thing, whatever the thing is that you might, because I think we all obsess about something. Like everybody out there is probably overly obsessing about some sort of thing. It might even be someone that you want to be in a relationship with that you're not in a relationship with. Like it could be anything. The thing that I find to be cathartic in this is to give yourself a 24-hour break. And especially, as I said, around the holidays, like Christmas has just ended, New Year's Eve is coming up. If there's something in your brain that won't get out of your brain, give yourself a 24-hour not going to think about that attempt as much as you could. Just do other stuff. And I think the thing you would learn in that is how it doesn't affect your whole life, whatever the thing is that you're obsessed with.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I keep going back to this while you were saying it, it's such a good point, Craig. You got to take yourself out of the thing that's making you crazy. But how do you do that in a constructive way? I know how I did it in my lifetime. I mean, I would drink a lot, or I'd do something illegal, and that was kind of my thing. So doing it... Man, you need to do it. It's required for your mental health. You got to take a break from these things that are making you crazy. Now, how you do that? I mean, there are lots of ways. I mean, a lot of people will say just take a walk, but when you're obsessing over something, you're like, I don't want to take a walk. I want to obsess. That's why it's obsessing. So I understand the plight, but we have to do something for ourselves to get ourselves out of that anxiety.
Right. A walk's not long enough, too, by the way, because that's you're not going to do that all day. I don't know. The suggestions I made to this dude, to get back to the topic that introduced the idea, I told him to go like bowling and see a movie. I'm like, go do a couple things just out. Maybe go to like a putt-putt thing. We have an indoor one here in Houston, the Holy Moly thing. Just go to that for a little while and just do some stuff.
Meet
a girl. Doesn't have to be, meet a lady. Please, God, meet a lady. Seems like a part of it, too. That might be good. What were you going to say, Matt?
No, I was just going to say, pretend the windmill's the East Wing or something. As you
and take shots at it. Yeah.
I mean,
see, but no.
That's not giving yourself a break. You got to have the break, right?
Matt, what are you doing? Okay, anyway, all right, we'll take a break. A lot more in a bit coming up. This is Greg Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the Morning News. Matt's got your traffic.
I keep looking out the window, and we have a lot of fog here, even downtown. I mean, you can get yourself around, but as we check out the cameras on the interstates, it's going to be tough coming in today, so please watch yourself and keep your headlights on only the low beams as you make your way through the dense fog. That advisory goes on for the fog until 10 a.m. this morning. It's the real deal. Northwest side, southbound 465 before 71st. That's a stall. No delay. Not a lot of people out right now. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. We'll recap Christmas. Big Nige is out, so Chris Hammer is in on a Beer Sample Friday.
If you're experiencing a hardship and need to quickly sell your home, we may be able to help. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Simple Quarters has helped me by allowing me to sell my house. It's given me the financial stability to be able to move and go on with that next chapter. Simple Quarters was the best option for me because there was no BS involved. It was simply straightforward, to the point, honesty. And that is what made me go with Simple Quarters. There was nothing that I didn't expect. They didn't have hidden fees. They didn't ask me to go get an appraisal. They didn't ask me to have a surveyor come out. This has probably been one of the easiest experiences in my life. And if I ever have to do it again, I would call Simple Quarters again. Simple Quarters absolutely kept their word through the whole process.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props. $150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Looking for something new? Try fencing, the Olympic and Paralympic sport that mixes speed, strategy, and fun. It's like chess meets cardio. Quick feet, quick decisions, and a satisfying beep when you score a point. Kids, teens, and adults can start anytime. No experience needed, and many clubs have loaner gear. Coaches teach fundamentals and safety from day one. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
If you used to hear a whole lot of this, but now you can barely hear this, you need to check out RelayIndiana.com and the Caption Telephone. The Caption Telephone allows you to get your groove back when using the telephone. It uses voice recognition technology so you can read on a bright screen what the other caller is saying. Go to RelayIndiana.com and add clarity back into your conversations with the Caption Telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis, guaranteed or your money back. Only $59.99. Destroy unwanted cravings, late night eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Also destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, or weight gain, or your money back. Hypnosis, January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss of 5:30 p.m., stop smoking at 8. And January 31st at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss 11 a.m., stop smoking at 2. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Heat and cool your man cave, attic, garage, or bonus room without adding ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits.
To find out more, just go to absolutecomfort.org.
Narco-terrorists dead in the water.
93 WIBC.
We have a massive armada form, the biggest we've ever had.
What happens next?
The death toll now topping 100.
Happens here.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight.
Stay in the know.
The DOJ is still withholding Epstein files.
While you're on the go.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress.
A wheelchair-bound Army veteran detained by ICE.
$1.7 billion, the fourth largest lottery prize ever.
On air, online, and on Alexa. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Healthcare costs are going up and up and up and up. Light rain on radar, and it's 47 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. And we're going up to 63 today. Dense fog across parts of Marion County this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. A meeting with President Trump and major insurance executives could happen as early as next week.
President Trump pressures the healthcare companies to bring down prices ahead of premium spikes for millions of Americans.
And I want to meet with them, and I want to say, I want you to cut your rates way down, way down. And maybe if they do that, we'll be able to not cut them out. We'll be able to continue to deal with them.
Individuals who buy health care coverage through the Affordable Care Act are facing higher premiums when subsidies expire at the end of the year. President Trump wants federal funding to be given directly to individuals to buy their own health insurance.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington, D.C. this morning. A new and highly aggressive flu strain is causing increased concern as it spreads across the country.
The H3N2 flu mutation brings more intense symptoms such as cough, chills, headaches, and fever to whomever it infects. The Centers for Disease Control has updated its weekly assessment of where the respiratory illness the strain causes is most prevalent. New York City and state, as well as New Jersey and Rhode Island in the Northeast, have a very high risk, as does Louisiana and Colorado. High-risk states include Maryland, Georgia, and both Carolinas, as well as Michigan, Idaho, and New Mexico. There is concern this season's flu vaccine is not as effective against this variant, which the CDC estimates has caused at least 1,900 deaths so far.
Fox's Gurnell Scott. Freezing rain making it tough for people to travel in northern Indiana. If you're near LaGrange County or headed up to LaGrange County, forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service.
Travel's going to be challenging this morning. Temperatures rise above freezing later this morning. We'll see the threat for freezing rain end, and it will transition to just rain showers. But at least the next 4 or 5 hours through about mid-morning will be a bit treacherous up there.
And Ryan says as you pass into Michigan and Ohio, roads will be slick. The Powerball jackpot went a record 46 drawings without a grand prize. That is until Christmas Eve.
The Arkansas Lottery just posted this, saying in part, "Whoa, Arkansas, what a winning night." They confirmed the jackpot ticket was sold at a Murphy USA gas station in the city of Cabot, which is about 25 miles northeast of Little Rock. Now, whoever had those winning numbers now has to decide if they want the $1.8 billion prize paid out in annual payments over 29 years, or if they want to take the one-time lump sum of $835.9 million. Of course, that's before taxes.
That's Fox's Jeff Paul reporting. The days after Christmas could be busy ones for retailers, with returns expected to jump by as much as 35%. And sports on WIBC at 8:34. The message from Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen hasn't changed as the team pushes for the playoffs. Just play one game at a time. The Colts still have a chance, even if it's a small one.
Obviously, we need some help from some other, pieces. But again, we got a great opportunity against a division opponent. Execution fuels emotion. And we got to go and execute this week at home.
And the Colts play the Jacksonville Jaguars at home Sunday. Jacksonville has won 6 straight. Indy has lost 5 straight. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. 3 NFL games on Christmas Day. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Commanders 30-23. The Minnesota Vikings ended the Detroit Lions playoff hopes with a 23-10 win, and the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-13. The Indiana Pacers look to end a 6-game losing streak tonight when they play the Boston Celtics at home. Tip-off at 7, coverage at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, the stall cleared on the northwest side, southbound 465 before 71st. That's good. The fog is bad. Lots of fog, as we have a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning, which means please put on your headlights and keep those low beams on. Low beams only. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain likely today in the early afternoon hours. Otherwise, fog is terrible, as you're hearing all day, all morning today. And that will probably be going on for another couple hours. 50 right now in downtown Indianapolis, the high of 64. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Well done, Carl. Well done, Carl. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. We were talking a little bit about The Apprentice and some other stuff just a bit ago, so very appropriate bump song for us to come back with. I'm going to read part of what Trump put out on Truth Social that then got shared all over X, all over Twitter, just after it went on Truth Social, about the strike in Nigeria. So President Trump went to his social media platform and said, "Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria. We have been targeting and viciously killing, primarily innocent, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians." That's the bad guys have been doing that. at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they do not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, there was. Trump went on to say that the Department of War executed the strike and that may God bless our military. Merry Christmas to all, including dead terrorists, which is interesting. Now, a couple political fallout things have happened as a part of this, and not necessarily in like the mainstream media and news outlet places, because thank God they know better than I think this one. But there are people that are trying to say that this is somehow bad or an overstep by the president and his authority as the commander in chief of our military. And what's kind of absolutely important and lost in all this is Nigeria gave permission. They called it a joint, mission or a joint operation in which the United States helped remove terrorists from the world that Nigeria can't seem to handle on its own. And something that Trump has been saying for a while to the leadership of that other country, that if you don't do this, we'll do it. And so Nigeria seemed to be like, all right, go ahead. Thank you very much for the help. So it's really interesting that that's probably going to be buried in the discussion here. But they put out their own statement, that country, saying that this is something that they absolutely agreed with or absolutely wanted to have happen and consider it a joint operation. And so if you're going to argue with somebody and they're going to throw out like he's just doing whatever he wants about Trump and saying that he's, gone rogue and abusing authorities that he definitely actually has, you might be able to mention that as a byproduct of that discussion that he actually had the authority to do it. So it seems as though you're being kind of insane to go the road that you're going in saying that it's something that was not allowed. Other things out there, just quick news headlines that matter. Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine is saying he will sit down with Trump and the U.S. envoys very soon. This is to hopefully get us even closer to a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, something that seems like we're obviously barreling toward it at record speed after a whole lot of time where that seemed like it was something that was not going to happen. Hopefully it's something that happens within even the end of this year or early in the new year, as Zelensky said. He said that there's still time left this year to have something done. And you'd really, really have to give, I'll say it that way, an attaboy to Trump, no matter who you are, if this happens. And I know that the deal will be scrutinized itself, but the existence of peace between those two countries in general has to be the headline of the story. And Trump does something that Biden couldn't do. Biden couldn't prevent the fight and couldn't get it to stop, mostly because probably his auto pen didn't really help him in any way with that story or with that situation. But here we are at a point where we might be at the 1 yard line and getting something else done and another peace deal. Trump has created several of those in a very short amount of time in the White House. And then finally, the last thing that feels like a big story to some, maybe not a big story to others. The DOJ has said it's going to take them a while to put out the millions and millions of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, even after they missed their deadline legally to put everything out there. The biggest reason they're saying that there's delays is because they're trying to abide by the aspects of the law that allow them to redact certain information, either because of an ongoing investigation or a victim that might have their name accidentally, released to the public in a way that it shouldn't be. We can all debate all of that. We can go back and forth for quite some time, dive deep into the amount of information that's already out there, get actual valuable information about a truly horrific sex trafficking ring of children that existed in our society and the amount of influential people that were in the orbit of Jeffrey Epstein, people like royalty in other countries. All of that matters. And yet, unfortunately, and I'll keep complaining about this whenever I bring this topic up, all mainstream media seems to care about is whether or not any of the newest releases of information somehow harm President Trump. And even more than that, they care about continuing to hint that they might, but that information has been hidden from us. So it's essentially the version of conspiracy theory you see on both sides of the political aisle, where the unanswered questions become a thing that the left is trying to say means they know the answer. Just because they don't have information, whatever that might be, they think they know what the actual truth is. And of course, their truth is that Trump is a horrible, terrible person who did all the things Epstein did, which there has been literally zero information that says that. But that's the only reason I think that mainstream media covers this topic or talks about it at all, is the continued hope, and this is odd, that they just get this one person in trouble as opposed to actually taking down more of the co-conspirators that helped Epstein be a truly awful human being. But all right, we'll take a break on that. We'll come back and we'll have some fun the day after Christmas. We can't just talk about serious stuff. So we'll have a little bit of fun before we get out of here. Craig Collins filling in, Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey, what's up? Hammer here. Look, the holidays can be fun, but they can also clutter up your house. You got to get some of that stuff out of there. And this is where Rubbish Works come in. Whatever you've got, you point and they come and pick it up. It could be furniture. It could be a construction site. Maybe you just want to declutter. Rubbish Works, 317-207-2749, or go to rubbishworks.com. Use the promo code HAMMER to get $25 off and declutter that house.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Start your Sunday at the Slippery Noodle. This Sunday, it's the ultimate Colts tailgate, 9:30 till 1. Great eats, good times, and the perfect pregame party spot. Details waiting for you at WIBC.com.
Narco-terrorists dead in the water.
93 WIBC.
We have a massive armada for them, the biggest we've ever had.
What happens next?
The death toll now topping 100.
Happens here.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight.
Stay in the know.
The DOJ is still withholding Epstein files.
While you're on the go.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress.
A wheelchair-bound Army veteran detained by ICE.
$1.7 billion, the fourth largest lottery prize ever.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, we have some fog, and it is thick fog, big-time fog here as you make your way around the rural areas of Indiana, and of course we'll have it in the metropolis too, so be careful on your way in today. I'm checking the interstates, like where we had this stall on the northwest side. It was really thick fog up in that area, so the advisory is going to go on until 10 a.m. this morning, and even after then, be careful on your way in today. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
As Matt said, the fog is terrible. That is definitely something that you need to consider for the next few hours. The forecast says that there will be bad fog until about 11 a.m. or so today. Here in Indianapolis, unseasonably warm day, 64 the high, 50 the temperature right now with light drizzle in downtown Indy. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. I don't even know if we're playing the theme song game. I assume we're not because I have no idea if this is a theme song to any kind of TV show or movie.
We're not playing the theme song.
Okay, good. Because I was listening to this and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm definitely screwed if this is a theme song to anything. because I definitely can't tell. But all right, with just a few more minutes left, we are myself, Craig Collins, Matt Baer, who hangs out every morning on the show. Showbiz Carl is here, or Carl Showbiz is here as well. And then Mama Showbiz also happens to be hanging out with us from Japan, where she was a Japanese idol. And I'm still not even really sure what that is, to be honest with you. I'm definitely going to put that out there. I Googled it. Apparently it's a thing, but still not sure how it happens or people get chosen for this. Very confused.
So
Maybe she can answer some questions on what this is.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it? How did you get it? How did you become a Japanese idol? Did you show up at a place and someone's like idol and then you just become one?
Because there are 4 girls.
Okay.
Like an idol group. And
Gotcha.
I was able to sing.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a
English.
band thing.
I was able to sing English songs.
Oh, wow.
And that was very rare at that time. So they said, okay, well, let's get them, make some records.
Yeah.
And
She's on the cover of a vinyl record with her sister and the 2 other girls. I'm like, wow.
How many songs did you put out? How many records are there?
We kind of short-lived because my father was in trading business. So we moved the family moved to New York. So we were actually very popular, as a matter of fact, for a couple of years. So we only did about 4 or 5 songs.
Sure. Yeah, go out on top. I get it. That makes a lot of sense. It's a very good decision. It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of very famous groups right now that are all coming from Korea and other places.
Yes.
So this seems to be a very big thing now as well. All right, cool. So you were a musician. That's what an idol means.
Right.
We were also talking a little bit about the fact that a lot of Japanese women might appreciate a chivalrous American man. This is a real topic. We discussed.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And then off air just now, Matt, Carl was telling me how affordable Japan is right now. And I don't know if we want to get into this even more, but Matt has a plan to sweep a Japanese woman off her feet by opening doors and doing other things for her, if we're correct about this.
I've been looking at plane tickets for Osaka. I've Googled Mount Fuji. I'm going to Tokyo.
I think he will succeed.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about.
Matt's a good-looking man, right? That's what we're saying, too? Is that what we're doing? She said it. She said you are, sir. All right, there you go. And so Matt's going to Japan. We're going to get an update from him next week and how things are going and how he's settling down there. I love that topic. One other thing I saw, totally different, just shifting gears. Apparently, there is something called beauty gum. And beauty gum actually comes from Asia. This is not something that we do a lot here in the United States, although it's becoming more popular. It is gum that you're supposed to swallow that somehow helps you with your waistline. And more people are eating this. What are our thoughts on beauty gum? And I guess it's specifically made from some sort of ancient stuff that means it's good for your body.
It's Ozempic, essentially, that has flavor to it, right? That's the beauty gum.
You're chewing Ozempic. That's correct.
Yeah, and then you chew it, you swallow it, and then it just drops 5 or 10 pounds off. Yeah, I don't see what the problem is here. It sounds very low risk to me. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's because you chew gum, right?
Yeah.
And I think you move your facial muscles and kind of ease out all the wrinkles.
Sure. Okay, I got it. So it's a face thing.
Yeah, muscle exercise.
That's the ancient Japanese secret.
I gotcha. Yeah. I had no idea that was a thing. Yeah, it's called mystic gum, and apparently it's not just the value of chewing it, but they also say that what you're swallowing is somehow good inside your body for gut health and other things. I don't know. I don't understand this stuff. I'll say this. My wife, who's from Mexico, often will introduce what she thinks are like solutions to stuff. She'll call them remedies. And I just have to do them. Whatever they are, it doesn't matter if they're scientifically founded or not. And if I don't do them, I'm definitely a jerk. So it's been crazy stuff. I remember one time, this is weird. I'm just going to open up on the radio with a couple minutes left. I thought I was sweating too much. And she told me that she had a cure for it. And I'm like, what's the cure for what? I think deodorant's the cure for this. And she goes, no, I'm going to roast tomatoes and put the roasted tomato in your armpit. And then it's going to sit there for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah,
sure. I love that. Yeah. Sure. And so she told me this. She's like, this is going to help you. And this is early on in my relationship with the missus. I was like, I can't say no. So I sat there on my couch with 2 half tomatoes under my armpits that had been roasted. And I was thinking to myself, like, I think this means I love this person. And also maybe the sweat stopped a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure if it actually helped. but this makes me think of this as one of those kind of remedy things.
I would have suggested a Vornado, some sort of fan that sits there on the desktop. No, so you're sitting there and you have this sensation of tomatoes underneath your armpits. You just kind of
roasted tomatoes.
Is the tomato juice like coming down your sides or anything? Are you dressed in a towel? Okay, you got so you don't spill the juice all over the couch.
It was getting on my shorts. Okay. Yeah, there's tomato juice. Yeah, okay.
But so you're not sweating, but you're not making a mess with the sweat, so you're making a mess with the tomato juice. Okay, sure.
I should have taken a picture of that. And like anytime the missus thinks I'm not being nice to her, like, oh, come on, Craig. I'll be like, I sat with tomatoes under my armpits for you one time. And I don't really know what that. And she actually, I'm going to go even further. I don't know why I'm doing this in this topic. This isn't helpful to anyone. I also shaved my armpits so that it was more effective. She did both things to me. I know.
Wow, you did a lot.
I love that Matt was even more impressed with that. But yeah, she made me do that. She's like, you got to shave them, and then the tomato juice will get in there.
It was
and
a
like,
test.
I don't know. Were there any remedies growing up for you, Carl? Did any ancient things get used to fix you of any illnesses?
I don't know, Mom. Did you suggest anything that worked?
Maybe you can choose some bamboo, like a panda.
Okay.
Like a panda.
It might be very good.
I have a gut like a panda.
All right. There you go. Choose some bamboo. I like this. I like this as a plan. And if you don't do it, Carl, you don't love your mom. That's what that means. If you don't listen, this is the thing I proved. All right. Before we get out of here, one last thing that I saw just after the holidays, a lot of people are talking about how likely they are to continue shopping. Apparently, the next few days are likely to be very good retail days. And I just simply want to ask the question, why? Not that I'm judging you. Do whatever you want with your money. But I feel like that's an odd, is it a return thing? That a lot of people are going to go to the stores. We have stuff to return that we don't want. And then once we're in the store, we got to buy more things.
It's a box store thing. It is a total box. And I'm avoiding them like the plague today. I normally do anyways, but I went up to, it's this little spot, guys. It's by, I think it's like 62nd and Keystone Avenue, really close to Sullivan Hardware and Garden there at 71st, but it's just to the south of that, and it's just a huge strip mall plaza, and my God, I was scared for my life. I really was, with the cars. The only rules to the road there is there are no rules, and I can't imagine. That was the day before Christmas. This is the day after. Expect the same thing. I'm not going near a box store today.
This is when people expect to have sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't we do that? Or wasn't that called Black Friday?
No, it's even better after Christmas because they have to unload their inventory.
Okay. All right. This is good. All right. Well, we've had a great time today on the show. We've done some Japanese things that sounded weirder than it was intended to sound, to be honest with you. I think that we hopefully enhanced the Japanese audience in the show. Thank you to Mama Showbiz for coming out and being a part of the show.
Thank you
we can all applaud her.
And
Love
Craig,
you.
Craig, nice on air meeting you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Why, thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. Did Carl do a good job? Tell us that right before we get out of here.
Carl, you did a very good job.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Oh, look at that. All right, Matt, you got some traffic for us?
Yeah, guys, it's the fog that we look at. Dense fog advisory going on until 10 a.m. Right now, the interstates, as far as congestion, looking pretty good. Westbound 70, a lot of space as you make your way from 465 on the east side to the north split, and our travel time is running about 5 minutes there. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the mega stores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream, or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants: St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from